Here she blows, mate.
There she goes, bruh. I tell you what, bruv.
Says we're going live, but I'm not seeing the
intro didn't go.
Yeah, what the fuck? Are we live already? Oh yeah, we're live. Oh.
Yeah,
we are live.
No intro today, guys. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ, man. We gotta get Jamie in here, dog. You know, like how Joe Rogan's got Jamie to do all the technical shit.
Yeah, bro.
All right. So, anyways, man, welcome back to the podcast, man. This is episode 4. Topic of discussion tonight is breaking the addiction. We got some really great people coming through the show. It's good. Oh shit! I hear a really bad echo.
That was me. I took care of it.
Oh, asshole. But yeah, it's gonna get deep tonight, bro. Like just a heads up. There's probably gonna be some tears shed. There's gonna be some war stories. You know, we're gonna be speaking about some really deep stuff and hopefully reach some people, bro, with this message. And even if we can help one person, you know what I'm saying? Like Jason said when we were talking the other day, if we can just help one person with this show, bro, like mission accomplished, you know? So, so last minute, I reached out to one of my good friends, man, Nino Light from Hog Mob, and I was seeing if he could come on and do a little prayer for us. He's got some shit going on right now, but he linked us up with his homeboy Doc here. And last minute, this dude came through for us, and you know, he's about to kick off a little prayer for us and probably have some discussion and hang out with us for a little bit. So, Doc, you want to introduce yourself, bro, and kick off a prayer for us?
Yeah. Hey, you know what it is. This is Doc with Hog Mob Ministry, hooked on God ministry over business. You know what I'm saying? We're all across the United States, but let's get into it with a little bit of a prayer here. And dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today just to reach the unreachable and teach the unteachable, to touch people in ways that they've never even thought of being touched, like learning new ways of life, Lord. Even if we could reach one person through addiction, through breaking chains, you are a way maker, you are a chain breaker. And we come to you today, not asking for anything, Lord, but just thanking you for breaking our addictions and breaking the chains that used to hold us back in life. You know, we praise you, Lord. We magnify you, Lord. And we say this in your precious Son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen, brother. Thank you for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, if you can just we'll go around and make some introductions, bro. If you want to introduce yourself, just give us a little background, where you come from, you know, and then we'll work our way around the circle here.
So me, I'm Doc. I actually grew up in Southern California in Fullerton area. Shout out to Westside Fullerton. I grew up a Southsider. I was actually a 1% biker, and the Lord grabbed me and changed my ways, you know. Took all my drug addictions away, took my addictions away from alcohol, from drugs, and pornography, you know what I mean? Like all the addictions that people have out there that they might be going through, you know, there's men out there that we go through it, you know what I mean? There's women out there that go through it too. But at the end of the day, you know, we got to do what's right and what's morally right and what your moral compass is actually going to set you free, you know? It's not always about finding Christ. Sometimes you just need to find a higher power, because there are some people out here that are probably watching this show that, hey, you know, that's your personal thing, you know, whether you find Christ or whether you find a higher power or anything like that, just look towards something to realize that there's a better way out there and you're worth it. You're definitely worth it.
Absolutely, bro. And that's one thing I always say too, like everybody has something that works for them, you know. For me, it might be God. For somebody else, it might be the gym. For somebody else, it might be Satan. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has something that's going to work for them specifically, bro. And you just got to find that. So that's why I wanted to have all these different people from different backgrounds on tonight, so we can all, you know, kind of share what worked for us.
Right. Like me. I mean, I'm agnostic, man. And, you know, a higher power isn't something that, you know, I'm too interested in, but, you know, I respect it, and whatever it takes for someone to achieve that, you know.
Definitely. Hey, real quick before we get into the rest of the conversation, big shout out to the homie Hickerbilly for coming through, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, man.
Hell yeah.
I didn't even know what I was getting into, but this sounded like my kind of conversation.
Oh yeah, we get deep over here, bro. Like the past couple episodes have been deep, but next weekend I think we're just gonna have like a free for all, man, and just being here wilding out and talking shit. But
hell yeah.
Tonight,
hey, y'all smoke over here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
I shouldn't want to be disrespectful of your show. You know what I mean?
Just no meth or no crack, preferably, dog. But anything other
no heroin, no fucking DMT,
no doing tweaking.
Hey, yo, if he told me I couldn't smoke, that would be a deal breaker, Hickabilly.
Yeah. I actually am.
I'm in Michigan, so I'll just be chiefing down all the time on my live. I don't give a fuck, but I was like,
oh yeah, you guys are straight legalized out there now, completely, huh? Decriminalized. That's what's up, man. And see, for a lot of people, bro, like THC products, bro, like that's how they get off a lot of these harder drugs, man. So,
well, that's
I don't knock it.
Yeah, it's crazy you brought up meth, man, because I had my run with that shit, and that's
bro.
What got me out of that fucking addiction was weed in jail. Jail definitely did it first because I didn't have a choice. I had 63 days I had to sit down, and that got me cleaned up, and then I got out, and I don't fuck with nothing but weed.
No urge to go back after that, Hickerbilly?
No, not at all. It was like once I got out of that cloudiness of the fucking addiction, man, I was like, what the fuck was I doing? Why was I fucking doing meth? You know what I mean? Like I knew better than that shit, but once it got a hold of me, dude, I was a whole different person. And then after I came out of it, it was like a fucking veil was lifted off me. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with me?
That's what's cool about something like this too, is having all these different paths and walks. Is like, I'm the type of addict, like I can't even fucking smell weed because if I give myself any small permission at all, I'll have a needle in my arm in a week and I'll be robbing motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like I can't fuck that. Like
that's intense.
Ain't even an option. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't have any problem with weed. I'm like my brother, he's epileptic, and it saved his life. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't bother me or anything. But I personally can't indulge. So
that's awesome. That's awesome that you know that though. You know what I'm saying? You realize that, you acknowledge that, so you know what to prevent.
Different people, different triggers, different boundaries.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm to the point in my recovery now, you know what I'm saying? Like I consider myself cured. A lot of like NA, AA, they tell you that you're going to struggle with these cravings and shit your entire life.
Yeah.
Bro, you could light up a glass dick right in front of me right now, bro, and I'm going to be cool. You know what I'm saying? I've got alcohol all around me, bro. Bottles and shit, for a showcase or whatever, but it doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? For some people,
I feel like it's different for everyone for sure, because there are some people who need that I'm in constant recovery thing, and they, I mean, I was the same way, dude. I did AA and NA for a couple months, and then I felt like I was past it, and it wasn't doing anything for me. You know what I mean? I feel like I had my own grasp on the shit where I don't really need a support group. I got support all around me. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
Mine was never meth or anything, man, but I got spun out on those e-pills, and they're mixed with heroin and everything else. So I've definitely been through withdrawal before and know that experience. And where addiction struck me the most was like my baby cousin. Billy was familiar. He met her. My baby cousin, Kylie, was a heroin addict, and she moved in with me, man. We got her straight, got her life together, put like 30, 40 pounds on her. Billy will tell you she was looking beautiful. And I came home and she was nodding out on my couch, man. And I told her, I said, if you're going to do that shit here, you can't do that shit here. You're going to have to go somewhere else. She wasn't willing to admit that she had relapsed. So I had to kick her out, unfortunately, man. And a month later, unfortunately, she had an overdose and died. And that was probably like the worst thing I've ever been through in my life.
And that's why podcasts like these are super fucking important, man, because the fact is that it's so commercialized and romanticized in you know what I'm saying, by society and by, publication and everything else, that it's the cool thing to do, or that it's fun, and it's pushed on our youth and multi-generations, you know what I'm saying? And like the bottom line is that for most people, it really is black and white and life and death. You know what I mean? There's no middle ground. There's no gray area. And so like, to teach, to be representation of change and to teach the younger kids, like, hey, we've been there, we've done that, and we made it out. Like, it's not cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that next hit could be your last one. You know what I mean? It's that serious.
Oh, yeah, man.
Especially nowadays with the fentanyl crisis, bro. Like, you don't know what you're getting into. You might think you're just going out with the homies and partying, doing a little blow. Next thing you know, you're fucking laid out,
Yeah.
Bro, I got a buddy that happened to, man. He didn't fuck with no pills, no heroin, no nothing. He like just do a little blow every now and then, and they found him dead in his apartment.
That was her, bro. She was just trying to get high, man. Yeah, that girl was just trying to get high, and you never think that one hit's going to be your last time. You know what I'm saying? And It was fentanyl. Just she had fentanyl in her heroin, and that killed her, unfortunately.
See, the crazy thing is, good thing about me is, you know, I was doing dope in the 90s. Like, I got clean off dope 19 years ago, and they didn't really, fentanyl wasn't a problem, you know what I mean? And when I did use marijuana to get me off of all kinds of different dope and alcohol and everything like that. But the one thing that got me off of dope completely was, so I used to be dating and this and that. Well, my wife that I'm with now, you know, every other chick that I'd be with, they'd be like, oh, you're going to do a line? Well, let me do a line with you, you know, and they want to party with me. Well, I go downstairs and me and my brother are drinking one night about 19 years ago. We go downstairs and we do a line from pool table, from corner pocket to corner pocket. You know what I'm saying? We were trying to get real high. And I came back upstairs, and because of the fact that I got ADHD, I was stuck. I was sitting in a chair holding a beer for almost an hour. And my wife, that's my wife now, she wasn't even my girlfriend at the time. She looked at me and she said, hey, I know we're not together, but it's either me or that stuff. And I looked at her and I was like, you're the first woman that's ever told me that. Usually everybody else wants to party with me. I said, you know what? Maybe you were sent to me from above or something, but I'll never touch it again, baby. I'll never touch it again. And thank God I never have. There's been plenty of moments, you know, especially being in that outlaw lifestyle where you're prospecting and stuff like that, and you got brothers telling you, hey, you're going to do a line with me, or either that or you're going to take off your clothes so I can see where the wire is, because you got to be a cop. And it's like, no, I just don't do drugs.
Hey, man, that's amazing y'all have that kind of relationship, brother, and that's a woman you should definitely hold on to.
Oh, definitely. She's been through a lot of shit with me, for me. And I'll tell you what, like, if it wasn't for the grace of God and the mercy that I've been shown, we'd probably be in a different situation right now. I'd be dead or in prison.
Shit, I feel that, man. My old lady definitely saved my ass too.
Yeah, that's same, bro. Old lady and the kids, man. The kids are what really did it. You know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't for the old lady, where would the kids come from?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
What's crazy is I found out my old lady was pregnant with my son the day before I went to jail. So I remember like finding that out, and I was like, I got to get off this mess shit. I got to fucking get my shit together. And then next day at noon, I went to jail. I was like, well, fuck. Guess we're gonna get my shit together. Like, ain't got a choice now.
Hey, like it was meant to be, bro.
Yeah, it was definitely a blessing in disguise. I think that was the only time I came out of jail not feeling like shit. Like I was like, all right, that was meant to happen.
You know what's crazy is I'm going to butt in on this, because let's talk about different paths we all walk, right? Like, and I'm not proud of this, but you had to go there to get here type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I fell heavily into addiction and I lost my kids. You know what I'm saying? And they were 10, 7, and 8. When they were taken from my wife and I. We were both, junkies, and it was a very bad living environment. And absolutely, CPS had every right to take them. I used to have a really bad resentment against CPS and the cops because of it, but I realize now that they really kind of saved the situation. But what's crazy is the addiction had me so hard that they got taken away, and I didn't even try to get them back. I was so hooked that all I cared about was the next fix. It was like, oh, they're better off without me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, RJ, they're in your life now, though, your children?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on his shit now.
Yeah. No, but what's crazy, right, is like, so for 6.5 years, you know what I'm saying? I was homeless, you know what I'm saying? Living at the streets. I was living in a sewer down in, capital city, California, Sacramento. Dealing, thugging, drugging, doing the damn thing, you know what I'm saying, in and out of jail all the fucking time. And I remember like so many times that, I'd go to jail, do time, I'd get clean, and then I'd fucking come out. And the first thing I'd want to do is get loaded, right? And like, it never even crossed my mind, like, oh, hey, maybe I should go get my kids. I didn't even think like that. I was so caught up in the obsession of addiction that all I could think about was the next fix. And it wasn't until I did an in-county prison term that I got a letter from my daughter, right? And at that point, it had been 6.5 years or 6 years, right? And I got an 8-page letter from her. First time I had any contact with my kids at all since they were taken. And that 8-page letter fucking saved my life, because, she started with like, hey, Dad, I know we haven't spoken. The only time we know you're alive is when you're either in the hospital or locked up. I just have some questions for you. Like, one, do you know what it's like to be an orphan? Two, do you know what it's like to be in foster care? Three, you know, like, do you know what it's like? Basically, like, do you know what it's like to like not be good enough for your parents and to like just, you know, like for them to get right and to want to have a family and for them to give you up, right? And she had it down like to the day. It was like it's been, you know, 5 years, 9 months, 3 weeks, and 4 days or some shit like that, right? And I was like, for real, guys, like I was like reading this and I was still in victim mode, right? So I was like, I don't know what it's like to be an orphan, and neither do you. I don't know anything about foster care. What are you even talking about? Like, you guys are better off without me. It's only been like a year and a half. And then I read that and I was like, where the fuck is almost 6 years gone? You know what I mean? Like, what happened? Who am I? And I looked in the mirror. I'm 235 pounds. I was 130 pounds soaking wet. You know what I mean? Like, I was so tiny. I looked like Golem. You know what I'm saying? I was dying. And it was like, so I got that letter that night. I did for the first, I was a blaspheming heretic my whole life. I was a Satanist for 20 years. And that's where it had got me, right? So for the first time in my life, I read that fucking letter. I didn't recognize my reflection. I dropped to my fucking knees and I prayed to a God that I didn't understand. And I fucking, for the first time, and I couldn't even remember, I dreamt about my kids. I dreamt about my family. I dreamt about everything that I had lost. And it was like a light switch. I woke up and that was it. I started working out. I started programming. I started going to church. I started going to AA. I started going to NA. You know what I mean? Whatever I could do to do something different, because what I was doing was not right. You know what I'm saying? Started reading the Bible. I started just trying anything to get my head straight, right? And I ended up, I got out on October 2nd of 2018, and literally October 23rd was family court. And I'd never been to family court. I'd never even showed up. Right, so that judge had no love for me, didn't even know who I was, basically. And I show up to court, you know what I mean? A homeboy had my back, put me up in an Armani suit. I fucking walk in there completely clean and sober, talking about, hey, I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna show you if you give me an opportunity. And the judge left it up to my kids, and my kids all unanimously were like, yeah, give Dad a chance. Damn. And I started jumping through all the hoops. You know what I'm saying? It took me about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. I, supervised, therapeutic visitations individually and then as a group. I was doing AA, I was doing NA, I went to a 1-year rehab facility, or not facility, but a program through probation and parole, and fucking graduated, with honors, you know what I'm saying? And like, it turned my life completely around. I kept going to the gym. I kept, just doing the damn thing. I got my kids back, you know what I'm saying? Like, 2 of them live with me, you know what I'm saying? I get to be their hero, you know what I mean? I talk about a success story, you know what I mean? The success is really like getting the kids back and becoming the best version of myself, to be the man, the father, the provider that they needed, right? I'm going to get on a little something serious really quick. I don't want to take up all the time here.
No, hey,
this is deep
shit, man.
This is what we wanted, bro. This is what we thank you. Thank you.
What you're here for.
So it's about to get real personal, and I share this on a public level now because I'm no longer afraid of it, right? So when I was a little kid, I was molested, right? And that's something that I always swore I would protect my kids from, right? And when my kids were in foster care, they were being abused. And that, like I said, I originally was so angry with CPS and so angry with the foster care system and so angry with the, law enforcement. And then I realized when I did my step work that I had to take accountability. I had to realize that like the only reason they were taken and put in that situation was because I was a bad father. I was a bad father. That was a hard pill to swallow and admit. And so when I got them back and I made those amends, I have never left their side since. And I continue to strive every single day. I'm not perfect, but you know what I mean? I try to grow every single day. I don't have goals because I set goals and then I reset them. You know what I mean? Every time I'm always trying to be just 1% better than I was yesterday, because if I'm 1% better every day, that's 365% better every year. And that's a big leap. You know what I'm saying? And it's all thanks
man.
to the highest power. You know what I'm saying? God, what universe, whatever you want to call it. What, like Homeboy said, it's whatever you want to call it. I don't put mine in a box because I don't try to understand it. But I'm very connected to the creator, right? The creation, the energy that gives us life. You know what I mean? And I have had so many God shots in my life that are just like, there's no fucking way that it's by chance. It's no way that it's fate. Like these were, I was watching God play chess with my life. And a lot of them I couldn't notice until after. And then I would look back and go, oh, okay, I see what happened here, or why that happened, or why this went down, or why I had to go this way and that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible, you know, to be, you know, like this with all three of my kids. I have individual relationships with all of them. They're all amazing kids. I mean, they had every right to be fuck ups, and all of them are very successful. So I'm very, very blessed in that aspect. And you know, I can't stress enough, like, how much, like, getting sober and finding God or higher power, whatever you want to call it, like, literally 180'd my life, 360'd my life practically. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even like the dude I was wasn't even a shadow of the man I am today. You know what I'm saying? Like, when my daughter told me those things, and I had to realize that, like, fuck, dude, like, I'm a bad dad. Like, they literally, what's happening to them is my fault. I'm not there to protect them. My job as a father is to provide and protect for them, and I'm not there. What the fuck am I doing? You know
that's one thing a lot of people these days don't have is accountability. When they fuck up, they just try to cover up. They try to make excuses for it. Like,
they
that says a lot about you, man, for doing backpedaling.
Yeah.
That says a lot about you, for real, man.
I you know, and that's the thing is, but see, that's the thing is, like, you know, some people, it's AA, NA, it's church, it's working out, it's whatever. Mine was literally everything. I had to do all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what part worked. I didn't know why I was on this path, but I knew I couldn't fall off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that the look in my kids' eyes, like, my daughter is my angel, right? I mean, she literally, that letter saved my life, literally. And with that mixed with a faith that I'd never had before, because I was a true Satanist, right? I didn't believe in the devil. That's a Christian concept. I was like, no, I didn't put anything spiritually above myself.
That's Billy.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I realized that living in my own self-will had got me where I was and had turned me into the thing that I was. I wouldn't even call it a man. I was a scared little boy, bro, up until I was 33 years old. You know what I mean? Because everything was fear-based. Even in the gang life out there in the streets, everything's, you know, you're using fear, you're using intimidation, you're using violence. You know what I mean? Those sayings, like, you don't realize how much violence I had to go through to become this gentle, that's real shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's dangerous out there. It's fucking, the crazy shit that I've been through is absurd. And
especially like being caught up in that life and being an addict at the same time. Like,
right.
Yeah, they fuel each other too, bro.
Yeah.
Sure. I can see that 100%.
Yeah, been shot, stabbed, ran over, you know, thrown through a windshield, thrown off a building, jumped, you know, all of it, you know what I mean? And we all know, everybody here that's done time, you know that there ain't nothing like getting in a 15 by 15 foot cell and fucking duking it out with a motherfucker till one of you can't walk out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real shit. That's a test of, like, real man shit. You know what I mean?
And then hiding that it happened.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. And then yeah, exactly. And playing it off like it's all I fell down the stairs. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, it's like, okay, so that world, and to also realize, like, that world is really ignorant, right? It's really immature. You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole world is like that childish way of thinking. Because I remember, you know, politicking and everything else, like everybody has to when you're in there, right? And then getting out and realizing that, like, that is not who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? I would never think that way. Like, I was scared, right? You're fearful, you know, and that's one thing I think is really hard for a lot of us, you know, especially like when you got alpha energy and, like, you know, you're constantly, you know, caught up in ego in that concept, right? Like, you don't want to admit that you're scared or that you're afraid. And that, you know, I can openly admit now that I've grown enough that, like, I was terrified of my own shadow. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I used all the tools, the only ones I knew, right? Intimidation, violence, manipulation, whatever it is, right? To fucking get my way, right? To survive, because that's what you are. You're stuck in survival mode, and then you get out and you start living life for what life really is. You know, you start being a father. You start, you know, being a part of the societal contract. You know, you start praying. You start realizing like the things that actually matter versus the things that you thought mattered.
Right.
And this transformation happens within, and then you like take it to the next level. It's like, okay, well, I fixed me because I'm with you, PTB. I consider myself recovered. Like I have no urge whatsoever.
Right.
I can't like smoke weed. I can't have a drink, but I mean, I can be around it. It doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? There's many times where like I've gone in, I've done motivational speaking, and I've taken like AA or NA into like juvenile detention centers or into group homes. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a badge or a suit, right? I'm one of them, or what they want to be, or what they think they want to be, right? And so they listen.
RJ, thank you for all that, brother.
I'm sorry. I'm talking too much.
No. Thank you for doing all that you've done, though. Like, because I see it on your stuff. Like, you're always sharing that, and like, I really appreciate you coming and speaking here, and I also appreciate what you do in your community.
Thank you, man.
Cheesy as that might sound, brother. Like, I really appreciate it.
No. That's all love, man. Straight up. Like, that's another thing I've learned, bro. Hey, it is way more gangster the shit I'm doing right now. Staying out of jail, you know, staying off the streets. Now, I ain't out there gangbanging. I ain't there doing no drugs. I ain't partying. I'm here. You know, I go to work every fucking day. I bust my ass. I come home to my kids. You know, we got roof over our head. We got good food in our stomach. You know what I'm saying? It's the little things. And that's real gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck all that. Like, I tell my sons all the time, I don't want you out there, you know what I'm saying, trying to prove you as somebody to a bunch of fucking nobodies like your dad did. You know what I'm saying? That's some real shit.
What's that?
While we're speaking, like, everyone should go check out RJ's music, man.
Oh yeah, we got some music queued up. We're gonna play here in a little bit.
How do I find you, RJ?
Enraged.
Yeah, that's real talk, bro. Because my two older kids, you know, we lost them the same way. My ex-wife, she was all addicted to meth, and the fucked up thing was I was the one serving it to her. Her uncle was a big dog in the neighborhood, and he went to us straight off the hot plate. And so I left. You know, we separated, whatever, we divorced, and I was in a different state. I was in Utah, and my kids got taken away by the county of Orange, and they were in Orangewood. And when I went to court, they said because of the fact that I was a felon, they would rather her do 6 months drug court, and they would give her the kids back, even though she was the one that got them taken away. They wouldn't give me the kids because I was a felon. So my mom and dad ended up getting my two older kids until they got too old where they couldn't handle them no more. And then they just dropped them on me and my new wife one day when they were like 10 and 11 years old. And so then I had to be a father, and it was hard because I always had that anger in my heart that these guys said that I was a bad father, or that I failed to protect my children when I wasn't even in the same state. I was like, how did I fail to protect anything? I wasn't even there. That was this broad's fault. You know what I mean? That's another thing. I salute you, bro, because at the end of the day, you're right. Hey, the real gangster shit is being out there and being a man and taking care of your family, and actually being able to say, you know, I can go into the streets and I can pray over people. I can pray over my enemies now that I used to gangbang against. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be praying over norteños. I'll be praying over people that used to wear different patches than me. And I can actually, with all the, you know, faith and everything in my heart, I can say, you know, I'm not scared to tell you what my past is, and I'm not afraid to pray over you either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Amen. Absolutely. And I'm going to speak on that too. Is like, there's not, like, men, we fucking, I mean, and I'm not taking away from women, okay, I'm not, but what I'm saying is, like, there are no programs for fathers to get reunification with their kids. There aren't. Like, basically the dads are just written off. You know, there's no like, you're not allowed to have your kids come see you in rehab. You're not allowed to, you know, do anything. Like, they really usually take the mother's side, which if she's sober, that's fine, but you know, if both parties are fucking up, you know what I'm saying? Like, the dad just gets automatically exiled and then the mom's given all the chances. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? And that's not fair.
They want to separate the father from the home. Like that's been a tactic for like a long time. Like
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, custody battles and all that shit, bro. It definitely favors the mothers.
well,
Yeah,
welfare too. Like back in the day, that's how they drove like the black population down and fought against the civil rights movement, was to like remove the father from the home.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you guys, this whole toxic masculinity fucking bullshit that's not even real. All they're trying to do is demasculate the homes, because men, and I'm not taking away from women. Women are amazing and wonderful. I love them, obviously. But what I'm saying is, like, a true alpha male or a dominant man that comes in and, you know, runs his household and shows respect to his wife, and teaches his kids about respect and how to bring them up correctly. You know, little things like teaching your son to stand up and shake a man's hand and look him in the eye when he meets him. Like, that's important. Those are little things that dads teach that moms don't, you know, because we understand it because we're guys, right? And I think that's really important. And this whole concept of like toxic masculinity, which I don't even know why that saying was even invented, because everything that toxic masculinity seems to represent just sounds like being a fucking man. You know what I'm saying?
Let a war break out, and then we'll see how toxic masculinity is.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's part of them they don't want a strong society, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
America has been a real strong society for a long time, and they're trying to figure out how to crumble that so they can subject us. It really just comes down to that.
Yeah. I also want to add, by the way, because I left it out, my sister-in-law, my wife's sister, right? She did step up before I even came into the picture, and she got my kids out of foster care first and took guardianship of them before I came back into their lives. So she's a real hero and an angel herself, because she knew what they were going through, and so she had stepped in as well. And I wouldn't be where I am today, and they wouldn't be where they are today, if she hadn't given them the love and a home and took care of them, you know what I'm saying, until I was able to come back into the picture. And she's still very much a part of all of their life. She still has guardianship of my youngest. You know, he still lives with her, and he's here on the weekends all the time. You know what I mean? And I love her to death. We have a really great relationship. She is an amazing woman, and I didn't want to leave that part out because I don't want to discredit her in any way.
Right.
Look at you, man. Fully accountable in every aspect, brother. I appreciate it.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, bro, but is this you? I'm just trying to find your music.
It's under Enrage. No, that's not me.
Not you.
It's and then it's got like the fucking snowflake. Yeah, Astro.
The snowflake.
And then RAGED.
The snowflake, yeah.
Gotta represent, huh?
Yeah,
he's really like if you like hardcore, like almost like metal, just dope ass shit like that.
No. Actually, so my personal stuff is actually more pop rap and inspirational. Where my band though is like death metal, hip hop. That's me. That's me. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I got you, man. I'm gonna check you out.
I'm gonna check it out more too, then, because I've definitely heard your band because Billy shares it all the time.
Yeah, America's Most Haunted is my band, and I love my boys. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother part of the story. You know what I'm saying? I'm very fortunate to have my boys. I fucking love them to death. But that's like, you know, post-hardcore fucking death metal meets hip-hop and rhythm rap, and you know what I'm saying? Just kind of mixing the genres, where my solo stuff is like, so to be honest, and I hope my boys don't get mad because I know they're watching. So I had to start doing solo music to feed my soul, because that's what, you know, as musicians and artists, that's what we do, right? And I love America's Most Haunted, and I've been doing it. We dropped our first album in 2008. You know what I mean? We've been around forever, but it wasn't feeding my heart. It wasn't feeding my soul anymore. You know, it was a gimmick. You know, I was portraying, you know, we wear the white contacts, we look dead, and we're monsters, and we're the wicked punishing the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's dope. It's a great concept and dope, but it's like, that's not who I am anymore. It's definitely a character I play really well. You know, Enrage, the ghost freak from America's Most Haunted, is a cocky fucking demonic asshole, right? Which is great. But that's not who I am. So I started doing, my producer, Grady Finch, he had talked me into doing solo music, and I started, and he taught me how to sing. You know what I mean? Because there's just some things that, like, if people don't like metal, they just are like, oh, you're just screaming, you're just making noise. Like, I can't listen to that. So there's a lot of emotions that are lost to those that cannot, you know, translate the two. You know what I mean? Like, because even though there's a lot of emotion in screaming, if people don't like screaming, they just turn it off. So learning how to sing has allowed me to reach a much broader demographic with my solo music. And all of my solo music is like suicide prevention, men's mental health awareness, you know what I'm saying? Like recovery. And it's just about, you know, being who I am today, you know, a man, a father, you know, being sober and trying to figure out life, you know, trying to navigate. And it's a lot more just me instead of me portraying something that I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So
so we got that new track queued up, bro. If you want to play that, bro, we can run it real quick. And
you got Forever up?
Yeah. Since we're discussing the music, bro, we might as well let people know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. So can I give a little introduction on this? So let me say, so Jamie Madrox of Twisted, right? They say don't meet your idols. Let me tell you something. That man is humble as fuck, and he is all love, and he is an amazing dude. I told him a little bit of my recovery story, and he was so touched, and he was like all about doing this project with us, and he fucking laced the track, you know what I mean? And it was my first rock track to do as a solo artist. Grady Finch, my producer, is the one who sings the hook. He's a phenomenal vocalist. He's a better singer than I am, so that's why we had him do the hook, which he really brought it to life. He also did all the production on it. And the song is just, you know, it's super empowering because it's just like, you know, all of us hurt, you know, we all go through pain, we all go through heartbreak, we all go through depression. And this is about just like breaking through those barriers and like not letting us hold us down permanently, to feel those emotions, you know, recognize them, acknowledge them, and then push through and break past, you know what I'm saying? So fucking do it up.
Let's get into it, man. Hey, before we play this, though, I just got to say, you and Dozer definitely got to link up on some shit, bro.
Yeah, I can relate to it about everything he just said.
Right, because he comes from a metal background too, bro. Before he met me, he never rapped before. He was just into the metal scene, you know what I'm saying? So you guys would make some shit. So we're going to make that happen after the show, man, for sure.
Link y'all up. No more.
Yeah, I just subscribed to his YouTube as well.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get in this track, man. Fans, y'all let us know what you think. Rate the track from 1 to 10, man. Let's run it.
Check it. This is a message to myself. You better take all the bullshit and hanging on the shelf. All the pain and depression and the hurt that I've held from the past and the bad situations that I felt. Been pumping my heart, bleed out in my soul. Get a grip up on my life before I lost control. Every breakdown is an opportunity to grow. Don't wanna lose myself, so I'll never overdose. I wanna live. I'm gonna be the change. I'm gonna be the one to break the cycle, take the blame. Rewrite my life, embrace my fate. I'm gonna reach for the light, say fuck the hate. Because it's never too late to look back and say I am not the stain of my past mistakes. Authentic to my core, no time for fakes.
was sick. Like,
Woo!
That
You
was
did the
fire,
vocals on
bro.
that?
yeah, yo,
You did all the vocals on that?
No, I did all the screaming. My producer did the hook, the singing, and then Madrox did the second verse, and we did the breakdown together. Me and Madrox did.
the
Which is
breakdown
super
was
dope.
sick. The breakdown was like super sick, and
Yeah.
just the different ranges, like all you guys coming together, like
Yeah.
homeboy singing the hook the way he's did, man. Like that shit was like a perfect song. Like if
That's
you,
why I was confused because for a minute I thought it was just you and Madrox. I must have missed that part. So I was like, "Damn, dude, you sound like two different people."
No.
10
I
out of
do
10.
sing. Yeah, as you hear on my other music, like I do sing, but I don't sing near as good as Grady. Grady's he's the GOAT. Nobody even talks about it. The dopest thing about that track is so Madrox has been like my lyrical rap and underground artist like idol since I was 14. You know what I'm saying? And now I get to be like his musical peer. You know what I mean? Like he hits me up on Instagram and shit. Like it's so dope. And like it's like bucket list shit for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when it all went down and when we all made the track together, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I was talking to him on video call. I was at the studio and I was telling him about what the track means to me and what, you know, what direction I'm trying to go with it. And he was fucking all in. He loved it.
Dude, he came through too. He came
hard as fuck.
Yeah, he's the dope lyricist, man. When you said that, like that's one of my like the only reason I would ever like associate to any Juggalo shit is like Twisted and Dark Lotus. Like ICP, shout out ICP's dope, man. But like for some reason I like Twisted and Dark Lotus way more.
Yeah, no, ever since I remember the very first time I ever heard Twisted, it was their track What the Fuck, and it was back on like psychopathic.com when I was like 14, like I said. And from the time I heard Madrox spit, it was on. Like it's funny because people are like, you know, who's your biggest influence? It's like, well, I have a lot of influences, right? Because I listen to a lot of death metal, thrash metal, post-hardcore and shit. But like lyrically, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jamie Madrox because since I was a youngster, you know, his music has carried me my whole life. I've always been able to relate to it because he's always been a little bit deeper. He's always a little different. You know what I mean? Like even when he did the horrorcore stuff, like his stuff was more from the heart or more from personal experience. And he's just a dope lyricist.
So you talking like Twisted, like House of Crazies, or like Most Tasteless era? Most Tasteless.
I'm talking like Most Tasteless, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's about when I found him too, bro.
Yeah.
Insane, bro. Like them motherfuckers can really rap, dog. That's why
they really can.
Right.
And they're really underrated, you know what I mean? Because unfortunately, you know, like I said, like the homeboy said, shout out to ICP or whatever, but like, you know, for them to be stuck in their shadow was not fair because Twisted lyrically is, and as performers and as writers and as, you know, their song concepts and the way they build and structure their songs.
Their video concepts, like when you go watch all their videos are fucking amazing. Like, and they also like reinvent themselves. Like every album that comes out, it's like a different feel, a different genre, a whole different way of making music. Like it's amazing, bro. Like,
and what's beautiful is Madrox right now. You know, he just dropped 2 solo albums. You know, a mixtape and his solo album, and like. Me and him are on the same page without even knowing we were on the same page. Like he's, you know what I mean? He's a Christian, you know what I'm saying? He's always telling me bless up and shit. Like, that he's, you know, he is a genuine, really good-hearted dude. You know what I mean? And like, he's realizing that like the times are changing and he likes to make music, and he's so diverse, he can really do anything. And that, you know, for him wanting to get on this track, which was really different, I know the Twisted's, you know, gone the rock direction, but like, you know, like for him to collaborate with us and be so into it, you know what I mean, and really give it his A game, you know what I mean? Because technically, I'm a nobody, really. I'm an independent artist, you know what I mean? Like I don't have a lot of followers, and so for him to even fuck with me, you know what I mean, is like super dope.
That's the best, man, is when you can get an artist like that you respect to fuck with you out of respect, not no money involved, not, you know what I'm saying? Like just out of love, bro. Like that's the ultimate blessing, man.
Fuck yeah. Speaking on that PTB, okay, people motherfucking waiting for our collab, bro. What the fuck?
Hey, we're gonna make it happen, bro, real soon, for real.
We've got like 4 tracks sitting waiting with you.
Yeah, we definitely do. Yeah, I sent you that one. The one's gonna go on the horrorcore album, right?
Yeah. Well, and I sent you the beat to the other one for you to be on the next AMH album, and I just told you about the new solo track that I'm working on that I would like to get, because I want to get you on my solo album for sure.
Hell yeah, I'm in, bro.
Yeah, it is a heartbreak song.
Though. Yeah, just cut that check, man.
Hey,
I
got you, bro. Real recognize real, man, for sure.
Hey, that heartbreak song sounds something that needs to happen, because I always like PTB when it's heartfelt. Like,
me too.
I love the
Yeah, we
distance.
do it all, man. Yeah, we do it all.
No, and that's the thing is I'm a huge fan. Actually, I won't fanboy PTV. Okay, I won't. But the fact that Playboy has acknowledged me, and me and Billy have become homies now, which is really dope, because like people don't realize, like they think we're just both artists that, you know, fuck with each other, but actually, like, you know, I got Homeboy's number, you know what I mean? We text back and forth, like that's my boy right there. Like, you know what I mean? We've talked on some real deep shit, you know what I'm saying? And he's a real motherfucker, and I love that dude. And so doing music with him is going to be next level, because I did just recently, like a couple of days ago, I was like, hey, I'm working on this track. I know it's different for you because I've never really heard him go into this direction, but that's what I want to do. I want to challenge him, because I know he'll kill it, but to challenge him to step out of his comfort zone and make himself really vulnerable and talk about a subject that's not necessarily his shtick. Even though he covers pretty much everything, I've never really heard him do like a really heartfelt heartbreak track that, you know, is about the hurt and like really, you know, get vulnerable. And so that's what I'm challenging him to do.
Hey, go on YouTube. He did a remix to the Hinder song Better Than Me.
Oh yeah, it's like 2011 type shit.
Back in the day, bro.
It sounds like straight shit, man. No mix, master on it, nothing.
But at its rawness, it's still good though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it was on some shit like that, like subject matter wise,
bro. When you drop Die Today, oh fuck that,
dude.
Damn. I fucking listen to that shit on repeat for months.
Hey, we got that queued up for the night too later on in the show.
So, yeah, we were just talking about that song today, actually. Like me and Billy talk about like that. Like that's one of my favorite songs. Like,
me too.
Hey, the first time I actually heard you was on that track with Nino. You know what I'm saying? And that was actually pretty hard right there. And you guys know that they got this Jesus Loves Juggalos. They got trying to crack with that Carnival Kingdom and stuff like that. And hey, bro, like, hey, you guys, I gotta give it to you guys. You know, that track right there, you had a little bit of it was sort of like a POD with some corn and a little bit of Twisted mixed in it, like that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Shout out
to the homie Nino, man. And all the Hog Mob homies, man. Like we fuck with y'all heavy, bro, for real. You guys are really in the streets with the ministry and shit, bro. Like you gotta respect that, man.
And let it be known. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an independent artist. I don't have a lot, but anybody that wants to fuck with me and wants to collab with me, you know, holla at me for real. Like I'm pretty open and I'm hella diverse. Like Madrox just got me on a track called, well, I'm not gonna say because I don't know if I'm allowed to. But he just got me on a track and it's some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? But what he wanted me to challenge me to do was to come with that raw, authentic style where I'm like dropping knowledge, but also come street with it. And he was so happy with what I recorded for him that you know, he was just beside himself. He's like, fucking, you're a monster, Rage. You know what I mean? So like that.
So let me ask you a question. You know, with substance abuse and everything like that, how does the music play into you staying sober? You know what I mean? Like going to these different events and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people, like, you know, I'll go to different venues and different things like that. And I actually had to step away from some venues because, you know, I'd be in the background and all of a sudden I'd have somebody, you know, they'd be hitting a pipe or they'd be like, hey, you want to hit this? Or, you know, you want to sniff this? And then I'm like, nah, dog, actually, I'm a man of God, bro. Like, I don't even do that no more. Like, I don't even drink no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. Like, I don't even smoke weed no more. And that's what got me off all the hard drugs. Like homeboy said, you know, I was a medical patient for years, an advocate and everything. And it's crazy because, like, my wife started laughing earlier because, like, out here in Vegas, it's legal. So you'll be driving down the street and you'll smell the grows. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, damn, that smells like some strong dank right there, boy. And I'm just like, hey, man, you know what? It's crazy because now it actually, like, it makes my stomach turn. Like, after not smoking for so long, like, I'm just like, hey, man, this is crazy. Like, I smoked for 34 years. You know, I'd wake up and smoke. I've been smoking since I was 13 years old. And now when I'm around certain things, it triggers me. And I'm just like, I can't be around those certain things. Like, so how does being around the music industry and around that type of stuff, how do you stay mindfully thinking, you know, you had to change your mindset, right? You got to let these people know it was your whole mindset that you had to change to actually stay sober.
Fortunately, you know, shout out to my boys 2HK that I rock with, you know, my band America's Most Haunted, and everybody, you know, Grady Finch, my producer, he goes to all our shows, you know, so like my crew knows my story because they were there for a lot of it, because, you know, part of me losing everything was me losing my career, because AMH has been around since 2008, you know what I'm saying? So like we've been doing the fucking the business, you know what I'm saying? We festivals and playing, you know, any tour that came through California, period. You know, going all over California, and just, you know, from Cottonmouth Kings to Twisted to fucking Jelly Roll to Kung Fu Vampire to, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the homies, you know, and so
That's
we've
right.
been
Shout
doing
out to
it.
Chucky Chug. That's my brother right
Chucky
there.
Chucky
I've known that cat for 20 something years.
Yeah, but I'd much love to Chucky Chug. So like, bottom line is like, all of my homies know, like my crew knows that I'm sober, and they're very, very protective of me, because when they lost me for 6.5 years, just like my kids and everybody else, when I came back, the ones that are in my crew now are the ones that they never lost faith in me, and they just were waiting for me to come back. And so when I came back, you know, they're very protective of me. I'm very stern, you know what I mean? I'm very blunt. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, people, you know, I'll be at a show and people will be drinking and smoking and doing lines or whatever. And I'm just whatever, you know, it doesn't bother me. But most of the time, 90% of the time, people know who I am and they know what I'm about, and they keep it away from me. So
That's
I mean,
right.
I really just got to give props to the respect that I have amongst the scene, and amongst, because everybody kind of knows, you know what I mean? Like, that I've come back, and I'm very loud and proud about my sobriety and recovery, and everybody knows like how I rock, and they respect the fuck out of me for it. And I, you know, I can't, that's a blessing, right? Because, you know, it would be easier, you know, if you're in the scene, to fucking have people just come on and be like, hey, it's just one shot. Hey, just have a shot with me, or let's do a line or something. But I never get that. Never. You know what I mean? I'm blessed in that aspect. You know, people don't even fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like,
even if your boys would probably handle that for you.
yeah. I mean, and that's the other thing too, is like, you know, like, they do their thing, and they keep it away from me. You know what I'm saying? That it's all love, it's all respect, you know. You know, I got to give a big shout out to T Fern, Tyler Fern. He's, you know, he's part of 2HK, and that's my boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's very protective of me, as is my bandmates, you know, Spliff and Hella Wicked. They both are very protective of me as well. And then, you know, just like the crew, you know what I'm saying? Like, my people, even my fans, like my fans know my story, you know what I mean? Because I disappeared and then came back, and a lot of them were like, yo, where'd you go? And I'm very open about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fucking lost a battle to drugs, you know what I'm saying? And like, now I'm back, you know, I'm bigger and stronger than ever, baby. You know what I'm saying?
You fought a battle with drugs. You won that motherfucker, bro.
I did, but I did, I did almost die doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. But dude, your story is amazing. Again, thank you for coming here.
Fuck yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'm honored to be here. You know, when Playboy hit me up and he was like, hey, dude, I'm doing this episode called Breaking the Addiction, it was like, I almost interrupted him and was like, say no more, it's done.
All right. Hey, guys, I hate to break up the sausage fest, man, but we got Miss South Dakota about to come in. So,
hey, no, that's cool. I got to get over to my own podcast, man.
Okay.
So
Hey, we appreciate you, brother. Yeah, much love and support. We're going to link up and do a collab one of these days, bro.
Definitely, bro. And
all right, man.
RJ, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get with you too, man. I want to do something different. I want to do something with like your heavy metal style and throw some little country twist on that motherfucker. So,
dude, I fucking love country, baby. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. I'll get your contact info from Playboy, and I'll hit you up.
Hell yeah. Thanks, brother.
Hell yeah. Take it easy, guys. Appreciate all y'all.
Good luck, brother. Have a good show, man.
Later, Hickory Billy.
See ya.
Miss South Dakota, what's going on?
What's up? What's happening?
We just telling some war stories and, you know, getting to know each other.
I came in and all I heard was, hate to break up the sausage fest. What? I'm in the right place. I'm just kidding.
Woo!
But yeah, if you can you introduce yourself real quick and just give us some background info, like, you know, your story, drugs you were into, you know, where you came from, all that kind of thing.
Okay, so I'm driving. I'm getting to my destination here in a minute. But hi, everybody. My name is Neeka. and I am currently Miss South Dakota. But I wasn't always this person. I guess, I don't know. My drug of choice was methamphetamine and alcohol. I was addicted to alcohol since I was like 15. Since I first ever took a drink of it, I was in love with it. And then I got into drugs in my early 20s. It was after I got out of prison for assaulting a cop when I was really drunk. So usually people go to prison because of drugs. I didn't even start doing them until after prison. When I was 19, like I was like super intoxicated and I kicked a cop and ended up going to prison. Not long, it was like 6 months, but I got out and then I met a guy and he got me into drugs, and we were like bad off. We lived in Sioux Falls, which is like the city in South Dakota, I guess you could say. And we were homeless, and we weren't just like smokers. Like sometimes I even hate repeating it, but like whatever. But I was a needle user. I got hooked to the needle really quick. And then, hooked to him in that lifestyle because he's the one that I guess fed me the dope. He's the only one that, could shoot me up. So being in a super toxic relationship just for the fact because he could get me high. And we were homeless up here in Sioux Falls. Like we pretty much bounced like from like trap house to trap house. It was a pretty low time in my life. It was very low. And I always had like a home to go back to. Like my mom had a nice home in Mitchell, in the town that I live in. But, I would rather just chase that high and that needle. And so I chose to be homeless for better terms. But in between all those times, like I had kids and I would get sober, long enough to like carry my baby, deliver my baby. And then after they were like 3 or 4 months old, I would go back to, and it was mostly drinking. Like I never went back to the needle after I had my kids, but I went back to drinking because I felt like I had to do something. But then I would like smoke here and there. So like I was never really that, I guess, mentally present as a parent for a long time because I was just really messed up. And that, that drug addiction lasted about 7 years, with the alcohol mix. Took a huge toll on my body, huge toll on my body. And then I guess for me, like, everybody, they say that you hit rock bottom. And I really, really hit rock bottom. And that's something that I still can't share with people. I, as part of being Miss South Dakota, like my platform is going around to different treatment centers and then telling my testimony to like youth homes, adults in treatment and stuff. I've only told one group and it just felt right to tell them what my rock bottom was. But
damn,
I kind of just right now, I don't want to say, but I hit a really bad rock bottom. And yeah. And the next day, like, after I like kind of like came down and sobered up, I was like, fuck this. Sorry, can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, fuck this. I don't want to live like this anymore. By that time I already had like 3 kids. Like one of my kids was only 4 months old. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, and they're, I'm single mom. Like all they had is me and I guess my mom. So I was like, if I don't, get my life straight now, then my kids are going to be a product of the system. And I'm Native American, and that's just like, it's just like a, I can't think of the word for it, but, people always assume like, oh, the drunk Native girl that got her kids taken away. Like, oh, that happens all the time around here. I didn't want to be part of that. I guess
stereotypical.
Yes. I didn't want to be part of, exactly. Thank you. I didn't want to be part of that stereotype.
Right.
And I also just didn't want my kids to be, like, those are my babies. Like, I'm a woman and I'm meant to take care of my babies. And so, yeah, I literally, like, I quit cold turkey after battling addiction for 15 years. I got sober a couple times when I was pregnant, and then once in between for like 2 years, almost 2 years. But after I hit that rock bottom, I was like, yeah, I just can't. So, you know, I never did like self-help groups. I never went to AA or NA or nothing like that. But I just started doing things that I love to do that I never did before. So like I got into modeling, and I got into like this pageant stuff that, like, believe it or not, I wasn't always a girly girl like that, you know? So I just started doing things that I loved and like actually really enjoying life. And that's what's basically kept me, you know, sober. I'm celebrating 2 years and 7 months this month.
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations.
Round of applause. Hell yeah.
Huge milestone.
Yeah.
So for you, like a lot of us, what saved you, what I'm hearing is basically your kids, right? Love for your kids. You knew where you were headed, and you had to step up, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Common theme here.
Yeah, definitely. Like that is our saviors.
How many kids you got? 2?
Me, I have 3 boys.
3. Congratulations.
3 little
Thank you.
rascals.
3
Good
little
kids,
rascals.
though. Good kids, though. Really good
Yeah.
kids.
So did you say you had 2 years clean?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you say you had 2 years clean?
Almost 3 years. 2 years
Almost
and
3
2 years and 8 months this month.
So I don't know if you know this, and you know, one of the things I took in, because I went to a rehab, and they offered extra classes. I didn't just do the basics of like just how to graduate, and one of the things that I got to learn about was like the physiology of the brain, and because I wanted to understand why I was an addict and why I was an alcoholic and why it changed me, because obviously who I was when I used or drank was not who I am. And what's really cool to learn is the physiology of the brain. So at 24 months, at 2 years, your brain finally fully heals from any substance abuse or alcoholism.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. And so all the things that you did, which is beautiful, because all the things that you do in that second year become a part of who you are as a woman or as a man. So the fact that you did the things that you love to do, and you made your kids a priority, and the fact that you embraced, you know, this sober life, when your brain healed and clicked back into normal, you were set on a righteous path that allowed you to physiologically be able to stay sober. So
And
that's
heal.
dope. And
Properly heal. Yeah.
That's scientifically proven.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
really cool.
Awesome. I like that.
That's dope.
I like that, because I think the first time I actually like tried to get sober without being pregnant, I made it to like 22 months, and I was like, and then I failed. And so this is the longest, and since I was 15 that I've been sober, you know. So
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Milestone. That's great.
thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you for
sir.
coming.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah,
also
appreciate your
involved in
time.
like sorry. You're involved in a bunch of like community programs and stuff like that for the youth and Native children, right?
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm like super ADHD too. And I just feel like I've missed out on so much things in my addiction that like I'm doing so much at once, but I like really enjoy it. So I ended up I know it sounds like cheesy because I'm Native, but I had a vision.
It's not cheesy. That's beautiful.
It's
Tell us all about it. Tell us.
Okay, so like I had a vision in my sleep. Okay, so I guess you could say a dream, but it was more like a vision. Because you know, like I always have like flashbacks and nightmares, and like I always have like people from the other side visit me a lot, and I felt like someone presented to me that I was basically like helping youth, and I didn't know like what it meant or how I was supposed to do it. But one day I was just like, after I had my vision, I was like, I wonder what I could do like in my community, because here's the thing, like because of the prison, you know, the assault on law enforcement charge I got when I was 19, it has haunted me and followed me. I'm 31 now. It has haunted me and followed me for many years. Like in the state and the town that I live in, if you have, you know, if your felony is like 7 years, it has to be over 7 years, sometimes over 10, sometimes it's just straight shit. But so for many years I couldn't get like a decent job. I couldn't I couldn't work with the youth. I couldn't work with like elderly and all this stuff. Now, you know, my felony has been like 11 years and about 12 years now. And since I became Miss South Dakota, they didn't take, you know, they didn't take that into consideration. They didn't care that I was a felon. They, you know, people were starting to finally see me for me and not the girl that's a felon. So I ended up like reaching out to the state's attorney I ended up reaching out to my old DOC officer, Tim Moon. So I was on the Department of Corrections when I was a juvenile. And I was like, hey, how, because he's still a probation officer, but to adults. And I was like, hey, what could I do? Like, how could I start a class here in town that, you know, that helps like the youth or whatever? And he was like, well, I have a friend. She's like the diversion. She's in charge of she's a state's attorney, like his assistant, and she's in charge of the like diversion program. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the diversion program, but in South Dakota, it's a step before you get put on probation or whatever. So you're watched pretty much carefully for like, it used to be 90 days. I think the kids told me it changed, but you're pretty much watched carefully for 90 days. And if you mess up in those 90 days, then you get put on probation. But if you do good, then they just forget about you until you either get in trouble again or whatever. And so he told me to reach out to Katie on this diversion program and said that she might be able to help me. And I reached out to her and she was like, yeah, you know, she's like, I have this grant and I've been looking for, you know, someone to do classes for the youth. And I was thinking like, okay, well, that's very broad. I was thinking maybe like, because the town I grew up in, it was predominantly white. And I was like one in maybe 8 Native American kids in the whole like school. And it was hard. And then being an alcoholic in high school too, like it was really hard to kind of fit in with, you know, I got made fun of for my race. And then, you know, also being on probation and DOC and being an alcoholic. And I was like, you know what? I want to help kids that were just like me. I want to help Native American kids. Even though I love all kids, don't get me wrong, but I want to help Native American kids in this town. I want to help Native American kids that are struggling with addiction or are in trouble with the law, you know, to that extent. So Katie was like, yeah, I have these kids in this diversion program and, you know, we could team up and, you know, when they come get referred to me, I'll refer them to your class.
Oh, fuck that parks. I think it's over here.
So I ended up.
One second. Misfit, what's up, homie?
Oh shit! I didn't know I was in.
Oh
hey,
yeah,
up,
you're in here now. What's good?
I'm
What's good?
so sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you for stopping in.
Sorry about that.
All good.
The champ is here.
The champ.
Sorry, guys. I thought I was in the waiting room.
Oh yeah, I just added you randomly. Yeah, my bad. I should have said that.
I know. Sorry, I kind of babble on my ADHD, but I'm getting to the point. So, yeah. So I ended up starting this all Native American class for youth, and it's basically a youth cultural therapeutic class. So since I got sober, I really got in touch with my Native American roots, because I grew up, you know, part white, and I didn't get to do like the powwows or learn the language or any of that. And so I wanted to give them what I never had. And so it's all Native American kids, grades 5 through 12. And they learn Lakota language, and they learn, like, some of these kids didn't even know what Wounded Knee Massacre was. They didn't know what Battle of Little Bighorn was. They didn't even know who Sitting Bull was. So it's just
how many kids?
Right now I have 8.
Awesome.
My class started 2 months ago. It's right now, you know, it's just local. It's at the rec center, but it's about to get bigger. This place that has this like federal grant, like, took interest in it, and they're going to come in and like review my class. And so it's about to get really big, but right now it's just like, you know, it's where it needs to be. We're all comfortable. We're all like a family. And I basically just give back to them. And I'm that role model for them that I never had.
We're happy.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Cause my kids, my wife is Navajo and Brazilian, and we've had my kids since they were 5 years old in powwows, across from Utah to Vegas, you know what I mean? And that keeps them actually grounded. It keeps them to where they stay rooted, and it keeps them actually away from the alcohol and drugs and stuff like that when they have something to look forward to. So that's amazing.
Exactly. Yep.
And knowing where you came from is important. Excuse me, Billy.
Oh, yeah. One of those kids is actually my son's best friend too, Riley. And I've noticed a big difference over the past few weeks. Like Riley has really gotten his shit together. At first, I was getting ready to not let Shakur hang out with him anymore because he was wilding the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? But for the past few weeks, he's starting to calm down. You know, so I think you're definitely doing some good with that.
Well, and then another thing I have to add, which makes me really proud, is like even Riley, he's one of them, for example. So these kids, all of them have graduated from the diversion program and they still come to my class. They don't have to be there anymore, but they still show up. And Riley, he comes, you know, and he'll act like, man, my mom's making me do this. And I'm like, stop. Like, I see you like participating. I see you speaking the language, like, and you're not in a diversion anymore and you're still here. You know what I mean? So I know that it's changing some of their lives at least.
That's good to have that. Yeah, because there's not a whole lot here in Mitchell for kids to do. You know what I'm saying? So for them to have a program like that is awesome.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, and it's like you made it out for a reason. You know, I never had an addiction problem myself, but I did sell drugs, so I saw that, you know, and like anybody that makes it out of that made it out for a reason. And to harness that and do something like that with it is beyond this world, in my opinion, you know.
Hey, anybody that says they didn't have an addiction problem, they have an addiction problem.
Yeah.
You were addicted to selling the drugs, brother. Don't trip.
Yeah.
I was selling them and I was doing them at the same time because I was getting mine for free. So it was like, hey, I'm just doing mine. You know what I mean? I'm getting it for free, so I don't have a problem. I used to say the same thing. I'd be like, yeah, I don't have an addiction. But as soon as I stopped selling them drugs and I was out there in the streets looking for them drugs, I realized I had a problem.
That lifestyle,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just so fucking delusional that like, because I do the same thing, right? Like you go, you fucking hit a lick, you come up hella quick, right? You go fucking re-up, you get hella, you get your quantity, right? Then you well, in my case, I'm not gonna lie, I would cut it so that I can make it go further, right? And then you know what I'm saying, and then you like my problem is I would tell motherfucker like. My homeboy, shout out to my boy Moose. He got clean and sober too with me, which I'm blessed to have him in my life. You know, he's clean and sober now. But he was my guy I would go to most of the time, and he would load me up. And the problem isn't that I was a bad hustler. It was just that I had a heart. You know what I mean? Even out there, you know what I'm saying? So like, I got gratification from showing up to the trap house, and everybody's sick, and I'm like, oh hey. I got you all if you buy a sack, right? And then I'd get them all well, and they'd be like, well, I don't have any money, or I'll come back later, But I'd be like, oh, it's okay. I got everybody better. So like I'm somehow in my twisted mind, even though I'm getting everybody high, I'm like, oh, I'm the savior, right? Like I'm the one that just helped everyone. So it's all good because I'm the hero, right? Like that's the twisted world and mind of, when you're out there and doing the damn thing.
Well, the part of like also like I had narcissistic behavior like that too when I was using drugs.
Yeah,
because your worst traits come to the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you'll be the worst version of yourself when you're getting high.
Yeah,
right. It's just and all you're worried about is yourself. You don't give a fuck about anybody else. You're just trying to get high and be
justify
happy.
everything that you do too. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to keep it moving, right? Yeah.
Right. Always got excuses.
Oh yeah.
That's one thing I wanted to touch on though too. Like, let's get to the root of addiction and why people are abusing drugs. Like for me, I think one of the main things is like mental health. You know what I'm saying? People use drugs to self-medicate.
All of us probably like when someone has mental health problems, like usually you can see that like they have a drug problem also. And like me, man, like I did use drugs and I used drugs that were like psychedelics and shit. And a lot of my stuff was from bipolar disorder and like freaking out. And like they'll give you the worst drugs when you have a disorder like that, like Xanax. Who the fuck needs Xanax, man? Why do you need Adderall? You know what I'm saying? Like all of us have
legal crack.
Yeah, but like in that right there, just those in its own, like you'll be an addict and not even call yourself an addict because the government's the one giving you the drugs, and we all deal with it when you go through mental health. And like if you're someone that actually suffers from mental health, last thing you need is a damn Adderall prescription or a Xanax prescription. But yeah,
Bro,
that's the way.
I got ADHD, so they were giving me Ritalin as a kid, and I was turning around and selling the Ritalin and getting the meth for cheaper and getting some money because the meth would slow me down either way. So I was like, you guys are going to give me Ritalin like I was on meth anyways. I might as well sell the Ritalin to these kids that are getting high off of it, and then I'm going to go get high off the meth because it's cheaper for me to stay level-headed, thinking that I was level-headed. Everybody else was out trying to do stuff, and I was just sitting there like, man, why you guys all want to go on missions? I said, this shit ain't doing nothing but calming me down.
Right. I think mine, so like the root of addiction, like what's fucked up is I didn't even know I had a problem. I mean, alcohol, the problem is that alcohol is so socially acceptable, right? Like you could get it everywhere. Right. Everybody does it. Like it's part of growing up, right? Like when you're in high school and shit, like that's what you do. You meet up with your boys, you kick it with a girl, whatever, and you drink, right? And you usually drink, and you know, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm pretty sure we all have had that experience where we're like, yeah, it's time to get fucked up. You know what I mean? And like, that's the mentality, right? And you're puking on purpose and you're fucking getting absolutely belligerently drunk, blacking out, fighting, whatever. My thing was I was a bouncer. And so my doc, I'll leave everything, you know, anonymous, but let's just say I had a doctor that would prescribe me, 245 Norcos a month or every 3 weeks, right? And I didn't even know I had an addiction to opiates because I was just taking my script, right? And I didn't know why I was sick for a week every month. You know, I would come down with the flu, and I didn't understand why for years. And then I started doing fucking meth. You know what I'm saying? It was because it made my pills last longer, right? Because the effects lasted longer. The withdrawals came, you know, much later. And I didn't even put none of those things together because I didn't know anything about addiction. And so next thing you fucking know, you know, I'm on fucking pills for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? I've got this opiate addiction that is completely out of control. You know, I'm buying scripts left and right. I'm wasting tons of money. I'm falling back on bills and rent. You know what I mean? My kids are suffering from it. And I'm just justifying it because, don't you know, I'm just taking my script. I'm completely sober. And, you know, I'm not smoking weed. I'm not drinking anymore. I just take my script. And it's like, I didn't even know I had an opiate problem until it was too late. You know what I mean? And I tried heroin by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of my dealers was like, hey, hit this foil, right? And he was like, but don't ever ask me what it is. And I was like, okay. And I did. And, you know, because I was a pill popper, everything was, you know, how many hours does it last before I start feeling like shit again, right? And so I was like, oh my God, I hit that foil and I was fine for fucking 20 hours. What is this shit? You know what I'm saying? And then, oh wait, heroin's way cheaper than a script of pills. You know, a script of pills is like $500, but I can buy, you know, fucking a gram of heroin, you know what I mean, for $100. And, you know, and it lasts me forever at first, right? And then, oh, okay, well, I'll just do what I did with the pills, and I'll just do meth with heroin, and then it'll last even longer, right? And before you know it, I'm out of complete fucking control. And then, like homegirl was saying, you know, when I started using intravenously, it was fucking over. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like once you start shooting up, it's like, that's a whole different high. And then, I mean, I was such a bad junkie. Like I was a trash can. I remember I wouldn't even use water. I would use rock stars and slushies and puddle water. Yeah, toilet water. I mean, I am so lucky I'm clean, like, and I've been tested for everything and I'm good because I should be dead.
No, you should have hepatitis for real.
Yeah, I should have something. And I don't, I'm healthy as a horse. Thank God. Awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. That's awesome. Happy for you, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Wow,
I mean,
so I've always stuck with you, man. But after hearing your story, like how deep this shit actually got, bro, like I've gained a whole new respect for you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I saw the picture of you at like 135 pounds, like the one you shared. And like, so I know, like by seeing you now and by seeing, like, I follow you. So like the pictures of you and your daughter working out in the gym and stuff, man, like I see that. And like, so I see how far you've come. And like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. The gym is huge for me. It's like my church, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you trade one addiction for another, right? I have an addictive personality. I'm also, like PTB was saying, you know, I'm bipolar. You know what I'm saying? I have super high anxiety, in my roller coaster of emotions, and then I have manic depression. You know, I go up and down, and like my emotions are super extreme. And the gym is the only place where like everything just pauses just for a minute. You know what I mean? And it's just me versus me. It's my music. I'm in there. I'm just challenging myself. I'm, you know, how do I reach the next goal? How do I break past my previous, you know, restrictions and my previous limitations and push myself to the next level? And so it's very therapeutic for me.
I'm so happy you found that for yourself. Like, I'm
yeah,
so happy you found that. Like,
trying to hold my phone up.
Yeah. So for me, like when I was coming off meth, bro, I substituted that with alcohol, right? And that caused me more problems than the fucking meth did, bro. Like when I was doing meth, I was just slanging dope and just, you know, running the streets and shit. But when I started drinking, bro, like I was just blacking out and wilding the fuck out every night, assaulting somebody, going to jail literally fucking multiple times a week for fucking people up. You know what I'm saying? Just like getting super drunk and just getting violent, bro. Like I couldn't control myself when I was drinking, bro. And I never just drank socially. Like every single time I drank, I'm blacking out and trying to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying?
And you're a bad motherfucker that's built like a brick house. So I'm sure every time you beat someone up, you really beat their fucking ass, which is a problem.
Right. But I mean, even back then, though, I was only like probably like shit, like you said, like 135 pounds, 155 pounds, you know. But yeah, man, it's just one of them things, bro. Like you can't substitute one addiction for another substance, at least. Right. But I do feel like it's good to get addicted to something like the gym or, you know, like Christine, she was in here like getting addicted to success. You know what I'm saying? Like now she's a world championship fighter because she dedicated herself and got addicted to that type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's like you're replacing it with something positive, you know?
Yes, sir.
And you know, NA and AA doesn't work for everybody, but like I have to give, you know, props where it's due. You know what I'm saying? Like that program saved my life. You know what I mean? It taught me the core principles and values of the man that I wanted to become, that I am now. And it also taught me the step work taught me a lot of self-reflection, allowing myself to become vulnerable and take accountability, to have the self-acceptance and self-love, to understand that I couldn't know what I had gone through and what it means until I went through it. You know what I'm saying? And give myself that self-forgiveness and allow myself to be in that moment of vulnerability and be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of hating myself for it. So the program really helped me with that.
And like we were talking about accountability, like you being able to hold yourself accountable and move on from it. Like that's probably like the most important aspect you'll hear about people in recovery or anyone trying to get over anything in their life, like trauma, like, you know, just being able to deal with it.
I'm really big about breaking the cycles, you know what I mean? And being the representation of change, like Miss Dakota over here, she, you know, helping the troubled youth has, you know, it was a huge piece of like the beginning of my recovery. You know, I kept a commitment, you know, with my home group and fellowship, and I, you know, I ran meetings, I sponsored, you know what I mean? Like, and helping another addict or alcoholic through the, you know, the steps and being a guiding light through their darkness was really very helpful. And, it was even cool because like I got invited to, you know, like I went to a boys group home, right, and shared my story, and then a couple of those kids, you know, their parents met me, and you know, I really influenced their kids, and I got invited to like their kids' graduation. They totally turned their life around, and that's fucking beautiful. What a blessing that is to be a part of something like that. You know what I mean? To like really reach somebody and help them change their life, because really it's not me. I'm just the vessel, right? It's God, higher power, whatever you want to call it. I just relayed the message of sobriety, you know, and showed a different path. You know what I mean?
Well, it's so much more than sobriety. Like when you speak, like you're getting so many aspects of like mental health, growth, holding yourself accountable. Like, you know, those things can apply to so many other aspects of your life. And I hope like anybody struggling with something like that can take that into and just grab hold of it. Because, you know, the first part of anything is like holding yourself accountable.
Yeah. And that, you know, that, like I said, I was saying before, like, I think one of the biggest problems a lot of people have is the admittance to the fact that we're fearful, right? Like as people, especially like for me personally, I can't speak for everybody, but like, you know, when you're in the street life and you're incarceration and everything else, right? Like you're wearing the mask, right? You're wearing the mask of anger. You're wearing the hatred, intimidation and manipulation. I'm a bad motherfucker. You don't fuck with me, you know, that type of shit. And really, for me at least, I was just scared. I was in survival mode, right? Like I was just afraid of everything. And the 12-step programs allowed me, along with everything else. Like I said, I did everything because I didn't really know what part worked. I just knew that it was working, so I did all of it. So to reach a point where like I was able to accept those facts and become vulnerable and expose, you know, the darkest parts of myself as a catalyst, right, to sharing my story and allow people to connect and use my life experience as a way to get through whatever they're facing, is very, very empowering. And I will say that one of my biggest character defects is ego, because I get full of myself very quick, and that's not a good thing, but I have a lot to be proud of.
I think that's human nature, bro. I think everybody's like that to an extent.
Yeah.
100%.
So anyways, man, we got Starve that just came in the motherfucking building. You want to say what's up real quick, bro?
What up, what up, what up?
Yeah, you want to
go? I've been listening to you guys this whole time.
Oh, good shit. Yeah, I've been trying to send a link, bro, and Facebook's acting a fool, man. So, but yeah, you want to just introduce yourself, bro, and give us a little, you know, background rundown of who you are, where you come from and shit?
Yeah. So I'm Starve. I don't know if any of y'all know me, but I used to be on Murder Music with Playboy. And
OG.
Yeah. And shit, come from Denver, Mexican, fucking I hear a lot of the shit y'all are saying, and I could relate to a lot of that stuff too. So I mean, I can't compare, but there's certain things that I could relate to with I struggle with drinking and stuff. So
yeah. I remember you used to party quite a bit back in the day.
Yeah.
But I seen a big shift, bro. Like I think when you got into the gym and stuff, like I feel like that really helped you, dog. Because I noticed a big shift when you started posting about getting swollen shit, dog.
Yeah. We were pretty dark too. So like,
yeah,
we're making some pretty blasphemous ass music.
Well, there was also like a religious aspect too, correct, Starve? Like you found God in a way.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I hit rock bottom, and I went all the way deep into the addiction. I was drinking like every night, and then I think I don't know what happened, but I ended up buying like $100 worth of Molly, and I was my dad was going through some shit, so I was like, fuck it. I was already drinking more and more each day, and then one night I got real loaded, and I bought a bunch of Molly from a random ass person online that someone recommended me.
Jesus.
And usually Molly has like a purple tint to it, and this Molly that he gave me had a black tint to it, and I didn't care because I was already drunk.
And
I fucking
heroin.
I licked it off my palm, and then I was high as fuck in my bed, and I was alone. Nobody was around. And then I said, I'll just take it up a notch. I did it again, and I went into pure psychosis. I thought what the psychosis I had went through, I thought was real for the next 3 days. I thought it actually happened. So it fucked me up. And there's like, I was seeing shit. It was like religious shit going back and forth, because like I've always been Christian. But when I started getting into rap, I kind of like started falling away from it. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of became kind of like agnostic, where I'm like, which God is it? But before I used to think it was Jesus. And then I just started falling deeper and deeper into just darker shit. So when that happened, I tripped out. It lasted a whole week. And the month after, I was still having dreams about the psychosis I was into, and I thought I fucked my brain up. Like, I'm fried. I can't do anything about this. Like, I'm gonna keep having nightmares every single night. And I ended up fasting for 15 days. Fasted for 15 days. Just started drinking water, exercising every single day, praying every single night, and then I got out of it. You know what I'm saying? My brain went back to normal, but it was fucked I was pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Good for you, bro.
I just have to add. Can I add? I think you're really like lucky that you came back from it and that you like took all those steps to come back from it, because like I personally had a best friend who like same thing. She did like a really bad batch of meth and she went into psychosis, and it's been like 13 years and she still hasn't came out of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
and that's exactly what I was thinking when it wasn't going away and time was passing and I was still having like I was waking up and I felt like I was in psychosis. In my dreams I would wake up sweating and I'm like, I'm fucked, like I can't do anything about this, like I messed my brain up, you know what I mean? Usually I would take maybe like $20 $30 worth of Molly, but I took a whole 100, you know what I'm saying? And I cracked my brain and I felt like
Hey. I'm glad you're okay, homie.
Yeah.
Same here, bro. Same here.
Pretty nasty. I was like, I never turned back. I was like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I'm happy for you because I've known you a really, really long time, brother. I'm happy you're okay, bro.
Did you have any like self-destructive, like you know, I hate to even ask you this, but feel free to not comment, but suicidal type tendencies back then when you did that?
Well, no, I never had suicidal tendencies, but like my dad, they had found a tumor in his head, and we didn't know if it was gonna be cancerous. So that's what really threw me into that deep end. I was just a casual drinker, and then out of nowhere that happened, and then I just started drinking as much as possible on the weekends and kind of like ignoring the shit around me just to like escape it. And then that's what kind of just put me into that situation.
Just triggered you into a situation where you may not have been suicidal, but you were really self-destructive at that point.
Yeah. Big time. I stopped praying. I stopped believing in God. And then I don't know if God, I feel like it was like because I was listening to you guys and you guys were saying, you know, your guys' kids saved you. You know, I don't have any kids. So I don't know if it was I kind of see it as a blessing where God just lit a fire under my ass and said, you know, you got to fucking, you know, you got to fucking get your shit together. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you're still here, bro.
Yeah. And what's scary is I don't know if I was having heat strokes because I was by myself. And like I said, I blacked out. And my roommate told me that he heard me talking to myself in the living room. And I don't remember none of that. So all that shit that was happening during that psychosis trip, I guess I was awake walking around. And
you could have been having seizures and all kinds of shit.
And I don't even know. And I have a camera in my room. I have a camera in my room that records. And I was because I was seeing demons and all kinds of shit. And when I was going through the day after, I was too scared to look at the videos. I don't want to see what I did. I was like, maybe it actually happened because it felt real, and I was just too scared to look at the video. So I kind of want to see them now, but they kind of like the videos overlap each other and then eventually disappear on my camera. So I don't even know what I did that night.
Man, I think a lot of people could relate to that. Go ahead, brother.
Thanks for letting me on here. Hey, you know what? Jesus is a way maker. He is a chain breaker. God bless you guys. Hog My Ministry in the house. We'll be back with you guys another time. Hey, just to let you know, whether it's a higher power or not, me personally, I'll tell you like this: the Lord saved you, bro. The Lord was watching over you the whole time. I'm definitely, this faith walk ain't no cakewalk. It's a daily battle. Stay in your word daily, so you stay out of the world daily. God bless you guys. Marvin.
Much love, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Much love, dog, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Definitely. Hit me up later on. We'll get together and we'll do another one of these.
Hell yeah. Let's get it, man.
That's right.
God bless, brother.
God bless.
God bless, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, but I was gonna say what tripped me out about the whole situation is when that happened and I started seeing all that shit, that psychosis shit. I look back to the music we play, I would look back at it, and I'm like, damn, like I seen that as normal. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt normal. I mean, we're like making videos of cutting people up, and I'm dressing like the, you know, like if I'm possessed, and music videos, and there's
Whispers was dope though, bro.
Yeah. And I look back at it, and I'm like, damn, man, that was pretty blasphemous.
Yeah, what's crazy, bro, is that I had no idea you were a Christian. I thought you were like me. You know what I'm saying? Like we were making this music.
No, I was Christian the whole time, but
Yeah.
I was dabbling into the
Right.
I was dabbling, and all my ex-girlfriends were all witches. You know what I'm saying? And they were always into me because of that dark side. And what tripped me out is, remember when I started that Uther side shit, I started talking to Lino about sacrificing a goat and shit, like I was getting into it, like to build energy for the music and stuff like that.
Right.
And I didn't realize I was even doing it until after. You get what I'm saying? So it was just it was like a slow, like getting deeper and deeper into dark shit, and I didn't even notice that it was even happening.
Slow cooking.
Yeah, and I just kept getting darker and eviler and suggesting weirder and weirder shit with the group. Because you seen the Uther side shit, the way it was like blasting off for us, and we were doing like witchcraft.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I had no idea about none of that, dog. That's
honest, even knowing it. You get what I'm saying? Like I knew.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I wasn't seeing it for what it was.
They crept in. Nephew.
Mom, bro. Say what's up. Say hi.
We'll see you in my phone.
you see me on her phone. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Nah, man, you good, bro.
No, that's beautiful, bro. We love that shit.
I love you.
Yeah, it's Derek. 5 kids, man.
He
Doing
thinks his
good, brother.
Yeah, he thinks his last name is Good Boy. You ask him what his name is, he says, "My name's Derek Good Boy."
That's awesome. Change it. Make it official, bro.
One second. What's your name?
Well, I want my name Peter Boy.
Oh, okay. Derek Good Boy Knutson. We can convinced him now that he has another name too besides Good Boy. So
it's the middle name.
All right. Get to bed, buddy. I love you. All right, where was we at, boys? Sorry.
I was gonna say, man, a couple things, but one of them I think that could really add to the topic is, Playboy. I've talked to you about the guy that gave me the name Dozer, ex-Marine.
Yeah.
Went into Fallujah at 17 years old during the fucking heat of it, right? And you can see, like, we go hunting together and stuff, and that's why, like, this dude could hunt all day, every fucking day, right? But, I go out there and sit in the woods with him. He'll take one stand, I'll take another, or whatever. We just kind of hang out. And still to this day, in season, of course. But I can tell that I'm not sufficient for his mentality. Like, being company to him is good. But he oftentimes brings somebody else that's had an addiction issue.
Okay.
Because I can try to relate, but like he's got like real bad alcohol addiction and then other stuff as well, and plus with the service and everything adding into it, like there's a lot of stuff that I can try to relate on.
Yeah, he's probably got bad PTSD, like a lot of those guys, and they cope with it with alcoholism. Like I've had family members that were in wars that were like that. Like my Uncle Jerry was like that.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say with that is like everybody on here just putting it out there, like that shit helps so many people you don't even know. You know what I mean?
Definitely, bro. Yeah, and that was the whole point of this podcast, man. We wanted to just get a lot of people from different backgrounds, different stories, you know what I'm saying, and just share their stories, dog.
That's respect on that, bro. That's a good fucking thing, man.
Yeah, but real quick, man, let's take a little intermission here and play some more music. We got a few tracks queued up I want to play tonight before we go. So next up, we got Sky Manor featuring Ty the Tyrant, a song called Deep Waters, man. If you're still in here, homie, go ahead and give us a little breakdown of the song again when you get a chance, bro. I appreciate it. No further ado, let's rock this shit.
Someone throw me a line. I've been in deep waters, praying at the logo, show me a sign. I've been in deep waters, even when the odds you think are slim, we can make it through the deep waters. What you gonna do now, sink or swim?
My feet can't reach the bottom and I've been running out of air, trying to make it to the surface. Trying to keep my head above the water, I'm afraid to lack the strength, I'm at the mercy of the current. lighthouse, hoping it can aid me, lead me safely ashore. But it's looking like I might drown. Heaven help me right now, please. I'm afraid of the storm, and I always find a reason to give in to the addiction.
I'm sorry, guys.
Because I'm in love with the distraction. For a moment, like I'm there, and the next, like I'm not. Now I'm gone, and I'm missing in action. Nobody can see my distress. I'm a fiend, I'm a mess, and in need of a rescue. But I'd rather just fend for myself. I don't need nobody's help, because I know where it gets you. So hold me down or pull me up, help me out or say a prayer. Curse my name, whatever you want to do. For now, I'll be right here, just waiting for the tide to pull back. But I don't know how much time I've got. It's all my fault, I make it hard to be friends. Creating the distance, treading in the deep end.
Waters, hoping that someone throw me a line. I've been in deep waters, praying that the Lord go show me a sign. I've been in deep waters, even when the odds you think are slim, we can make it through the deep waters. What you gonna do now, sink or swim?
They always warned us as kids not to wade too deep, but you could wind up beneath the riptide in the blink of an eye. Years fly, now I'm older and I still like to dip my toes time to time to remember what it felt like. Hindsight, you could drag the lake, yeah, the old me's probably laying dead at the bottom, faithless with no hope for tomorrow. That's real shit, drowning in booze. These pharmaceuticals had my neck in a noose, and the cocaine came and I thought I could fly. Only thing that ever saved me was a fear I would die, yeah. I'm looking to the sky saying please send help, cause I need you now. Then down came a lifeline as I heard the cry of my newborn child. Wake up, it's time to be a man. This life ain't a game anymore, you feel that? That heartbeat made from yours, now you're living for somebody, boy, you better find a purpose. Forget about the vices, reaching for a trident, bound to storm the depths and sweep away the darkness. Catch your breath, have to be prepared to fight, cause it never ends.
Deep waters, hoping that someone throw me a line. I've been in deep waters, praying that the Lord gon' show me a sign. I've been in deep waters, even when the odds you think are slim, we can make it through the deep waters. What you gonna do now, sink or swim?
Man, that second verse hit home, bro, on some real shit. That was hard as fuck.
Tie the tyrant on those hooks, man. Like every single one he touches, bro. Like
that tyrant's dope.
It just brings it all together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wasn't able to hear it on mine. I barely got to play it on the computer right now. Wow, shit.
Ty the Tyrant's got a really unique voice too that I really like.
Oh yeah, I call him the Hit Factory, bro.
Yeah,
right.
He's like the Nate Dogg of the underground.
Yeah, for real.
Anytime I have issues and I'm like, damn, I can't really kill this like I want to, I just hit up old motherfucking Ty the Tyrant, bro. Send him the beat, and he sends back some shit that just blows your mind every time, dog.
Yeah, that's
big
dope.
shout out to Ty, bro.
When you got it, you got it.
Yes, sir.
But
hey, same with Kill Dozer though too. Every time I need a verse, like man, I need a feature, I send him something, dog. A day or two later, he sends me back fucking some gas every time, bro.
Dog, the elevation of Kill Dozer is like he is a dozer going through a town.
Right.
It's only been three. It's only been 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The elevation of Kill Dozer.
That's
actually
dope.
I just found the videos today from Kill Dozer's first studio session and shit. I was going through some old pictures and videos and found the shit and sent it to him, bro.
Bro, that's the good old days right there.
Yeah, we come a long ways, man.
For sure, man.
Dog, and he sent me a video of our kids boxing. That shit was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, Khaleesi versus Avery. Dog.
Yeah, it's just hilarious.
Oh man.
They're both like got headgear on, guys, and they're so tiny, and they got these gloves on. It's the most ridiculous.
Hey, Starve, if you mute, if you got two devices, if you mute one of them, you can turn the other one up and listen to the music.
Yeah, that's what I did when he muted me on here, and I played it on the computer, and then as soon as y'all started talking, the song ended. I said, "God damn!"
Oh yeah.
Hey, I just real quick, I want to shout out my son, my oldest son, Cyrus, Six-Eyed Cyrus. He's tuning in. He's a big fan of you, Playboy. We were just bumping the shit out of you today, just driving home and shit. And you know, like that kid, he makes me so proud. Like I said, my kid's got the fucking absolute every excuse in the book to be fuck ups, and they're all very successful. And he's killing it. You know, as a young man, you know, and I'm so fucking proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Like. He's got a good job, you know what I mean? He pays his bills, he takes care of his business, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't be more proud. I mean, I'm proud of all of my kids. They're all very amazing.
Right.
But as you know, watching your son turn into a young man, you know what I mean? And really become, you know, as they find themselves and they become themselves, you know, I'm witnessing that right now at his age, you know, and it's a fucking blessing.
How old is he?
He's 19.
Yeah, I have a 19-year-old too, man. Like,
Yeah, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, I have a daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's 21 and she's daddy's little girl. You know what I mean? She still curls up in a ball on my lap and falls asleep. She's my baby. And she's very, very successful in what she does. You know, she's an artist, and shout out to her. Her name is Stitches. She does all of America's Most Haunted's cover art. She's an amazing artist. And then she's got her, like we all do. She's got her 9 to 5 and fucking handles business. So. Like I said, all my kids are doing really well. You know, my youngest he's an honor roll student, and he's fucking got great grades, and he's about to graduate senior year. So I mean, all my kids are considering where we came from. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm beside myself in absolute pride for my kids. Like that, they're such good. All of them. You know, my youngest is and my both my sons are devout Christians. You know what I mean? Which is awesome and crazy considering my background. You know what I mean? And
good rebound, brother.
What do you mean?
Good rebound, like in life, man. You just rebound like everything to turn it around. Like good rebound, bro. Like, yeah.
I'm all about that cycle breaking, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My life story is not theirs. You know what I mean? And they're already way more successful than I ever was at their age. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm very, very proud of them.
Hey, one thing I could say to everybody that's got kids or that's working with kids or something like that. Like my dad one time, I'm pretty much the only hell mama ever raised type kid, so they went through some things or whatever. But my dad told me one time, he said, I can't remember the Bible verse or whatever, but it's something about the sins of a father can be transferred down to his son, right? Because everybody's wondering what the fuck was going on with me, right? So I was just hell on wheels. And nobody really understood it, but like, you talk about your son, and it's of your doing, and same with Playboy, same with Miss South Dakota, same with Jason. You know what I'm saying? It's of your doing, but it's obedience, like you're the vessel, like you was talking about. And I think it's just kind of like my kids. You know what I mean? I think it's when you're in the right place, you break that circle, like you was talking about.
Yeah. And to break the cycles, all you want is the best for your kids. And so when you see them be already more than successful than you were, especially at their age, you know what I mean? Like just watching all of them, growing and becoming who they are as young adults is very inspiring. You know what I mean? They all got good heads on their shoulders. They're all very mindful. You know what I mean? I came back into their life, and the kind of life that I lead now, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm very honored the fact that I get to be their hero and that I am the representation of change. And, I'm able to share, the core principles and values of the man that I am with them and set an example and be there for them. You know what I'm saying? And like, and really, I don't know, like it's crazy to me. I didn't have a dad. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up without a father, and my mom did it. Bless her heart. Shout out to my mom. I know she's watching. She raised me by herself. You know what I mean? I'm a mama's boy, proud of it. Don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Like through and through. And she raised me every bit that she knew how. And, one of my biggest amends is when I got sober was to her, because I know she blamed herself for a lot of my trials and tribulations. And I had to explain to her that had nothing to do with her. You know what I mean? Like I chose my own path and I did my own thing. And she did the best she could. And she couldn't be more proud of the man that I am today. But I know that I put her through a constant state for my well-being for many years of her life. So I'm grateful to be able to give back to her and love her and treat her, the way she deserves, with the respect and love that she needs. So that's another beautiful part of my story. another healed relationship. Thank you to sobriety and to finding, the highest power. So.
Most definitely, bro. Yeah, it's just good to hear that your kids, that they can go through trauma like that and learn from that. You know what I'm saying? Learn from your mistakes almost and go a completely different path, bro.
Yeah.
Great name choice, by the way, bro. Cyrus, that's my youngest son's name too, bro. I think we talked about him.
Yeah. Cyrus, Raiden, and Alicia are my babies.
Oh, Raiden too?
Raiden too, yeah.
That's dope, bro. Yeah. You got some
good names. Name them after gods.
Yeah. I like Raiden. That's badass.
That is sick, bro.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Oh, I also wanted to touch on Miss is it North Dakota or South Dakota?
South Dakota.
So one of the huge, like the biggest pieces of my early recovery was actually going. I've always been really into the Native culture, and just the way that they pray to the four corners and the whole like belief system, and living with nature as one, and like we're not people living on Earth, but we are the Earth energy, and like everything is connected. I love that. And part of my early recovery that really helped me, and I had my first real spiritual experience was I went to a sweat lodge, and I went, and it was brutal. It was almost 5 hours. By the fourth hour, I was hallucinating, and that's when the drums, the leader of the circle, that was doing the singing and everything. It's when he was like, "This is when you let go. This is when you connect with Creator," and I just fell into it, and it was amazing. I went out of there supercharged and just a whole new like energy and faith in everything that I was doing, you know what I mean? And it was very spiritual, very cleansing. And I went back and I did it, I think 2 or 3 more times, but nothing was like that first round. Like that was just, it's truly inspiring and life-changing for me. And I loved, every bit about it personally. So I love the culture, and you guys definitely know what you're talking about when it comes to spirituality and like reaching that higher plane of consciousness through putting the physical body through basically torment, because it's torture being in those sweat lodges that long. But man, fucking A, it was a life-changing experience for sure.
Awesome. It's good to hear.
Did you do any like peyote or anything like that,
Nope.
or just pure fucking? Okay, I just
No. I have been on June 15th. I will have 7 years completely clean and sober from all mind-altering substances except for cigarettes and coffee.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't have to use anything. The intensity of the sweat lodge itself, it was traditional the way they built it, with the wood and the deer skins, with the hot rocks. And I mean, it was intense, man. And I'll tell you, like, you don't need anything, you know what I mean? By the time they're hitting that, they're praying to that fourth corner, you're just like, fuck, man. Like your body's either going to die. Like there's people puking and passing out. And like, I just was rocking back and forth. Like I was singing along with the songs, and I didn't even know the songs. I don't speak, native in any way, shape or form, but I was singing along, just fucking, a whole different world, you know what I mean? Just going with it. And it was reaching a different plane of consciousness spiritually was just amazing.
RJ was an entire vibe.
Yeah, I was fucking getting it. They were like, "Oh, this big old white boy's going to come in here and he's probably going to leave after the first round or whatever." Nope, not me. Failing ain't an option. I'm doing this to the end, baby.
It sounds amazing.
This summer, actually, that's going to be one of the things that I'm going to take my class to do. Is they're all going to pretty much probably go to their first sweat.
Nice.
There's this other I guess therapy class, you can say. She does horse therapy, and she's partnered with the diversion program too, and so she has the land. We have to find the right people, and then we're gonna do big things. So I'm excited for them to go to sweat. Yeah,
definitely find somebody that can do the drum and the singing of like the songs that were passed down. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially from the tribe that you hail from. That would be even better. But like all of the songs that have been passed down, from what I understand, all have immense power, when they're saying, and there's something about it, just that natural drum and the way, like I said, I didn't understand anything he was saying, but man, I fucking was feeling it.
It was powerful, huh?
Yeah, it was super powerful. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I got some questions here. I'm just trying to fucking
I can't even see. My son was just telling me he's been blowing up the chat, and like I can't even see the chat, so I don't know what's being said. But hi to anybody that's there supporting all this and saying hello and stuff.
What? They're off subject, but did you see Tampon Tim thinks he's That's all I saw. What?
Tampon Tim.
Yeah, that's the one I just pinned. Homie said, "Hey, Dozer, off subject, but did you see Tampon Tim thinks he scares MAGA supporters?"
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm scared to death, bro.
I'm a
Man,
little scared too,
with
bro.
a handle like Tampon Tim, you should be
Yeah.
scared.
Yo, if we referring to this guy as Tampon Tim, I am petrified. Like,
I'm shaking right now. I'm 6'3", 235 pounds. Let me tell you, I'm scared as fuck right now.
Shit, we're the same.
I don't want no
size,
smoke.
what did he do to get that moniker? Like to be called Tampon Tim? Like how
He,
bad?
he put fucking tampons in boys' bathrooms in Minnesota schools, bro.
Oh, fuck that dude.
He's a diddler. He's
Oh
he's
yeah,
a-
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I know
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know the substance of that. Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
I have a question that it's been on my mind, and I don't know if you guys covered this since I came on super late. But as a person in recovery, and this gentleman, I'm sorry, the one who was just talking, had brought up that he doesn't do any mind altering substances besides coffee and nicotine.
Cigarettes. Yeah.
So I've been like debating with myself for a long time because like I've been sober 2.5 years, but what are your guys' thoughts? And you don't have to answer this. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. But what do you guys think about like medical marijuana? If you're in recovery, do you think that's
I call it California sober.
Right. Yeah, that's
a lot of people claim sobriety while smoking weed. I personally, so like I've had sponsees, right? Like where they ask me to be their sponsor and shit because they're inspired by my story. And that's very, I'm very flattered, right? And that's great that they were able to connect somehow to whatever story I shared. But I have to politely step down and tell them that I don't know how to sponsor somebody that's not willing to not indulge in a mind-altering substance, just because of the fact that like I only know one way to get sober, and that's to not fuck with anything, because of the fact that, and this may not be true for everybody, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not everyone, right? So people smoke weed for their own reasons or whatever, but like me personally, I used any mind-altering substance to run away from or to not feel whatever it is I was feeling. I did it to get away. I didn't want to be up here. I didn't want to feel in here. So I used whatever it was, whether it be alcohol, it be weed, it be coke, crank, heroin, whatever. I was numbing myself. I was trying to change the way that I feel so that I didn't have to face what was in front of me or inside of me. So because of that, I've had to respectfully tell potential sponsees that like, hey, and I would do it in a great way. I'd be like, hey, I'm not the person that should be sponsoring you because I don't know how to take somebody through recovery or through step work when they still indulge in something that is mind altering. But that's okay if that works for you. I can actually, direct you to somebody who is doing it that way and are successful, and they could guide you through it. Right. But I personally can't.
Here's my take on it. I believe it's better than someone that's like on methadone or going to like a pain management clinic or something like that, and Suboxone or something like that. Like as someone that like uses marijuana to like deal with bipolar, it's better than me being medicated on like any of the other things that they've prescribed me, because those things led to my addictions. Like honestly, like drinking a bunch of alcohol and getting fucked up on some Xanaxes and like ending up in a fight with somebody was like a common thing for me. And it was a long period of time. And like, I finally started straightening my life out, and marijuana in general, and also microdosing mushrooms has literally changed my life. Like, if it wasn't for microdosing mushrooms, I may have killed someone at this point. And I'm not kidding. Like, I can really stand behind that, like, an ego reset, and like taking control of like something like that is very important.
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to ask, since you brought up microdosing, I would like to ask you guys, because I respect everybody's story. Love all you guys. Thank you for having me on here and listening to me talk. I would like to ask all your guys' opinion on, because I have mixed emotions about it, but like going to Brazil and doing like an actual traditional ayahuasca trip to expand the mind, because I feel like psychedelics break down our programmed barriers in our brain and allow us to open up and see things for what they really are and experience life for what it really is. And I think there's a lot of growth that can happen in something like that. But I hear a lot of different mixed emotions in people that are sober, because they're like, nah, that, you're still tripping, you're still fucking getting high, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it's more of a spiritual thing, I would think.
Well, there's some people that have went on ayahuasca treatments and like actually to stop using, so I would push back with that. I would also push back that you can do that from your living room. You know what I mean? I would push back. There's been so much research in that like just taking the substance, like doing DMT in general, like in that form will help you, like in many ways, shapes, and forms. And there's actually research into ketamine now, which is like surprising, because if you've ever seen anyone in a K-hole, you can't understand how that would be therapeutic, but obviously in some way it is. But like it's amazing how complex the mind is, and how much we've realized we understand so little of it.
So little. Absolutely. Well, I mean, with the proof of quantum physics, you want to get into like crazy mathematical science, right? Like the fact that we have proof that there's 23 other dimensions other than the 3 that we're exposed to and are able to experience. That is wild in itself, that there's all this other shit happening around us all the time and we're just unable to experience it. That's wild. And I think that things like ayahuasca and DMT and psychedelics, I'm a big fan of, you know what I mean? And they were never a problem for me, even in my addiction. When I was addicted, I didn't touch that shit. I did that stuff when I was like experimenting and learning about drugs. And I never considered it a drug, because I felt like I didn't do it to get high. I did it to leave this reality, right? And experience a different one. And
also the benefit of those resets, the benefit of those experiences, like expanding your mind, like the benefit of not so much as like getting away, but when you come back, like, when you come back, you might be in a better situation. Like, dude, like I believe there's so much potential in like some drugs that we don't even understand. Like,
And here's the thing: nobody's sucking somebody's dick for a gram of mushrooms. Nobody's, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That is true.
Yeah, nobody.
I'm all for the psychedelics, all for THC, if that's what works for somebody to get them off shit that's going to prevent them from doing hard shit like that. I'm all for it.
Hey, in the chat right now, if any of you guys know of somebody that's ever done that, like I've never heard of someone like sucking dick for weed. I'm sure it's
I know some bitches that are maybe not that
a few.
But like who sucked dick for like DMT or something? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I've never heard of that.
I feel like psychedelics aren't something that you're like, I have to have. It's something that you want to do. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
And there's so many therapeutic benefits, like you guys said, bro. Like that shit can really help people mentally, bro, emotionally. So
like you guys were talking about before, people, war veterans, and they have used it to get over their PTSD and able to function normally, because they were able to revisit and heal things in themselves that they weren't able to do in this realm. Psychosis.
Yeah, I'm a child abuse victim. Like my father like fractured my skull, broke my arm. Like he was just a real piece of shit, and like that led to a lot. That trauma led to like PTSD, and I didn't even realize I had it. I was just out here taking it out on the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because of just growing up in a violent setting, you can be a violent person, and like And also, if you're out here and you just don't give a fuck, and if there's any point in your life where you just go through, like you said, 6 years, you just didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I can totally relate to that 100%.
Let me take y'all through a little quick rundown of what I'm thinking. Like responsibility and like purity are key here, right? So as an individual, self-awareness, responsibility, and then the substance being pure. So get into the more government side of things, right? So you got the government overseeing pharmacies, the big pharma shit, allowing the drug trade, to flood the streets and stuff like that. So that's tainting the whole thing. So if you can get out of that and be responsible to know, okay, I can't teach you this way, but I can point you to somebody, whatever the situation is. If you can be responsible in that situation and really know somebody's chemical makeup, their history or whatever, it can be beneficial. But like Doc was talking about, for me personally, like if I quit smoking weed for any amount of time, I've been smoking since I was 13, you know what I mean? But if I quit for any amount of time and I come back to it, those first, till it gets in my system, it's almost like a psychosis type feeling for the first couple of days. You know what I mean? You start, what the fuck is, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
It's got to get reintroduced into your system.
Yeah.
So that it's really about being responsible, man. Like you can have somebody that's vulnerable and fragile in that situation and lead them one of two ways. You can take them the right way with, it's a fragile subject to the medical marijuana, the microdosing shrooms.
Right.
They've all been proven to help, but lack of responsibility, greed, just perverting the whole thing with the government and everything like that, I think fucks it up.
Well, government regulation, it's really hard to regulate those drugs. Like it's really hard to like step in and control that. Like, it's the same reason like the prohibition happened with alcohol, it's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's, I think one of the craziest parts is the fact that like alcohol is proven to, I mean, it destroys the body, it destroys your brain, it literally kills you, and it is so socially acceptable and romanticized, in across the probably the entire world, but definitely the United States. And like
Miss South Dakota was speaking about it, like it's stereotypical in the Native American culture, like, and that's through like America and Canada. Like we have friends that are Aboriginal, from Canada, and it's in their community also. Like, and it's so much that it is stereotypical. Like if you ever watch Alaska State Trooper, like that's ridiculous. Like,
right, but that was also done intentionally too, right?
Yeah.
Like we introduced alcohol to these people to try to, basically fuck them up.
Just like crack into the black culture,
right.
Like that actually happened,
Yeah. And crank into the white culture. I mean, it's
100%.
fucking meth. Fucking, I mean, meth went out of control for a long time, and it probably still is. You know what I mean? You don't hear about it as much, but I mean, it's everywhere.
Dozer will tell you here where I'm at in Western North Carolina, it's really bad. Like,
interrupt, guys, but my phone has 1%.
Yo, thank you for coming on.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you guys. Thank you for listening.
Likewise.
Yep. Have a good night, neighbor.
Yeah.
Right.
Congratulations too.
Thank you. You guys as well.
Love.
All right.
Thank
bye.
you.
Awesome story.
Yeah,
there's plenty of
tonight's show has been fucking great. Like, I'm so glad I got to be up. Thank you, Playboy, again, for Billy, you're my boy, my G dog. I fucking love you, man. Like, I was all hella nervous. I'm not even gonna lie, I was hella nervous. You can ask Playboy. I was like,
can't tell.
I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm gonna say. And he's like, just fucking roll with it. It's fine. It's a vibe. And I was like, all right. And this has been very cool. Very great experience. You know what I mean? Like, and thank you guys for being so accepting and hearing my story. I know I've talked a lot, but I feel seen and heard, and that's one of the things that I seek. Obviously, you know what I mean, internally, because I am damaged, right? And like
Well, if you looked up what we were looking for to do with this show, and like there was a definition of it, you would be the picture boy of it, man. Like we really appreciate you coming on here. Like we wanted someone that had turned their life around, changed their morals, had a totally different walk in life, whatever it was from. If it was something spiritual or if it was just from waking the fuck up and having some kids, and you were kind of like both sides of that. And we really appreciate you coming here, and I really appreciate your story.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, this is a great. I would love to do more with you guys. If I can add my 2 cents or be a part of things in the future, I'm absolutely down. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has been very, very cool. My phone has been blowing up this whole time, so I'm sure I'm getting all kinds of feedback, and I got all kinds of friend requests and all kinds of, you know what I mean, which is great. I appreciate playing my music. I appreciate, you guys letting me be vulnerable and honest and tell my story and respect it and acknowledge it. That means a lot to me. It's been an absolute pleasure. This has been a really great podcast. Like, I'm super honored to be a part of it. Love you, Black Boy. That was my son.
Oh yeah, hey, tell him I said what's up, man, and much love, bro.
Yeah.
Much love. Is that Cyrus the Great?
That is Six-Eyed Cyrus right there.
We'll have to get him on sometime, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna do a music free for all next weekend, man. So definitely stop by, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to. I have a broad taste in music. You know what I mean? I'll be bumping Playboy the Beast one fucking song, and next thing you know, I'm listening to Lorna Shore, and then the next thing you know, I'm listening to Katy Perry. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
That's how we are too, bro. That's how we are. Like even when we do reviews and shit, we'll play metal, rap, fucking gospel, dog, Enya, like you name it. We're fucking listening.
Some Enya, some world music.
Yeah,
Nice.
oh yeah, that shit, dog. That shit chills me the fuck out, man.
Oh, dude, I'm with it.
Dude, I like R&B. I like heavy metal. I like Nine Inch Nails, Korn, shit like that. Like all kinds of music, and it just and even some country. Like I've grown the older I get. Yeah, the older I get, the more I like country, which is crazy.
Yeah, what's funny is I hated country my whole life, right? And then I got sober. And I realized, because my boss listens to it, right? Every day, all day, right? And he listens to he'll switch from classic country to new country or whatever. And I find I like both, although the old country does get on my nerves after about the 5th day.
It's too twangy.
Yeah, it's too twangy. I mean, but props to them for who they were and what they did for the scene. But the thing about country that I realize that why I love it so much is it's about being American and prideful in that. It's about love, or it's about heartbreak, and it's just about real shit. You know what I mean? And it's so easy to connect with. And then I went to my first country show, because I've been to fucking thousands of metal and rap shows. I'd never been to a country concert, and I went to a country concert, and I was pleasantly surprised with how good it was.
Yeah, it is chill too. Like the whole vibes are chill, and even outlaw country. When I grew up, my mom took me and saw Hank Williams Jr.
Hank Williams. Haggard and Hank.
Yeah, well, and he was amazing, and it was Hank Williams, Edgar Winter, and Molly Hatchet, and I was 12 years old, and it was amazing, bro. It was genuinely amazing, and so I had that reference point to understand what country music was, but until I was well into my 30s, I didn't really appreciate it like I do now.
Yeah. As I get older, I find that I'll be honest. So Grady Finch, my producer, the dude's the GOAT. I mean, I can't even tell you how amazing he is, both as a producer and as a vocalist. But his ear for music has taught me a lot since I've been working with him over the last 5 years. I hear music differently now that he's taught me I'm not going to claim that I know how to produce anything, because I don't. I mean, I technically with my brain co-produce everything that I do, but that's just because I sit next to him and I'm like, hey, let's make a pause here and put a drum fill here and make it go da-da-da-da, pop, 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 and he's like, yeah, I could do that. And then he does all the stuff. And then I'm like, yeah, that's what I was talking about. But what it's taught me is I listen to music differently. And that's why I said I can listen to Katy Perry, Dark Horse, you know what I mean? And respect the fact that, Juicy J's an amazing producer, and that fucking song slaps. I don't care if it's pop, you know what I'm saying? You could slap that in anything and it gets it, you know what I'm saying? And then turn around, you know what I'm saying? And then go ahead.
I'm an R. Kelly fan, or used to be.
Yeah.
I still listen to it sometimes with my headphones on, but
Well, yeah, you talk about 90s, Timbaland was a great producer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When Justin Timberlake used Timbaland for his whole album, I'm not a JT fan or anything, but when his songs come on the radio, I slap it because the beat knocks. You know what I mean?
Dude, those Aaliyah albums too.
Absolutely, Aaliyah. Whew.
Yeah, he's produced for all the fucking man.
Yeah.
So many people, and the beats
you don't even realize either. A lot of shit that he didn't even get credit for, behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
But he does have that signature sound. When you hear a Timbaland beat, you're like, oh yeah, that's.
Oh yeah. Oh, and he always adds. I love how he mixes his voice into the beat so that he's part of the beat. He's not necessarily has a verse or a hook or anything. He's just in the beat itself. Which makes it
even in that Justin Timberlake song, "Cry Me a River," if you go listen to that song, my daughter loves that song, and when you and it's Justin Timberlake's voice that he's mixed into the beat, it's crazy, yeah,
and that's super original, and he's just got that sound that he's just signature. I think Juicy J, 3 6 Mafia has been huge in the behind the scenes for a lot of artists, and I think Juicy J is really, everybody knows him as the rapper and some as a producer, but they've really, just had their hands in everything. I'm a huge fan of Texas rap, fucking Slim Thug and Paul Wall, and you know what I'm saying, and they've just had their hands in everything.
And anybody that doubts they're good, go watch that movie Hustle and Flow. That
absolutely
movie,
fucking movie's great,
fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of music, though, we got a Kill Dozer track queued up here. We're gonna go ahead and play this before we.
Oh, I'm ready for this.
Yeah, it's a good one. This is 22 a day, man. This is a really deep one. It kind of goes with the subject, some of the shit we talked about tonight. So, Doze, you want to speak on this before we play it? Just give them a little background and shit.
Oh yeah. So my buddy Dustin Repass, they called him Reaper in the military. He did 12 years overseas or whatever, and he came back and built his life or whatever in his hometown, not 15 minutes down the road from me. And we got a hell of a story that I can't really tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hell of a fucking dude, man. And he was going through a divorce, custody, hell of a dad, and a good husband, but he had a lot of issues. I'll tell you this, when we cleaned up, his kitchen table was a mound of fucking pill bottles. You know what I mean? He couldn't go to sleep just any old kind of way. He had to have a cocktail. And he just one day he ended up killing himself. It was a ongoing thing where he even tried to get one of the homies to kill him. And eventually one day he shot himself in the head. And that inspired me to write this song. So it's 22 a day is an actual, I don't know if it's still accurate now, but approximately 22 a day at the time of that song was how many veterans committed suicide. So
my condolences.
Yeah, mine too. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, rest in
peace. That just made this, what we're about to hear, that much deeper for me. Like that. I love being able to connect to music like that. So that's cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Every day, approximately 22 veterans lose their own battles and succumb to suicide on American soil. Let no hero be forgotten. We salute you.
This one's for them soldiers, this one's for the vets. This is for them frontline warriors that fought to protect us against any threat, whether foreign or domestic. I don't get enough respect, they don't give y'all enough credit. Our own government neglects your welfare, I think it's pathetic. Know you fed up with the bullshit, my brother, just keep your head up. Sacrifices that you made, we will never forget it. Forever indebted for all the pain and tears that you shed. Most people don't understand the shit you've seen, they can't fathom the chaos of actual battle when it starts to unravel. The PTSD and the flashbacks get so hard to handle. Life it used to be so good, now it feels like it's been dismantled. Was in a foreign country fighting, didn't know if he'd make it home. He watched his brothers die in front of him, surviving, now he's all alone. Can't sleep at night, the visions haunting his dreams. They sacrificed and gave it all for our American dreams. Flashback Baghdad, where his bros died. IUD strike took him all by surprise. Now he's rock bottom, wanna take his own life. World's overwoke now, consumed with politics. While they leave our heroes on the street, can't watch the six. But I'm on pause and toxic bars and speak from the heart. Best lives matter, ain't no color chart. Hey, we see the wounds on the inside. Shell shock, it's a rough ride. Anxiety, hooking the pills, the medical bills. Slip like a mudslide. Trying to pick up the pieces, losing their mind, they calling for Jesus. He knew they hurting, they carry the burdens, to give them the strength for the weekend. A whole generation is watered down, put the roots of our nation. I knew it sound like a tough conversation would come around. I pray for their mind, I pray for their souls, to bury the pain and all that they hold, to lift their spirits with these lyrics. When they hear it, we're pouring it out.
saying you were in the neighborhood wanting to have a conversation. I said I'm at the hospital, we just had a baby, gotta stay a couple days, she almost didn't make it. You said I love you and I said the feeling's mutual. I had no way to know you just paid for your own funeral. You had flaws like we all do. I know this life had you by the throat, the soul and the balls too. See, I know what it's like to wanna end it all. Staring at the walls, feeling like it ain't a friend to call. Feeling like the sky's falling, broken down on your knees, crawling. Devil on the left and on the right, you're hearing God call. It's going through your mind when you pull that trigger. A bullet from a Glock 9 took away the bigger picture. Wish I could've took your pain away and traded places with you. Now I'm standing at your grave, pouring out a fifth of liquor.
Out for the warriors, they're giving their all, fighting for you. We know it's evident for the thanks they get from Big Brother and Uncle Sam. So we gotta stand for our warriors, pouring it out for our warriors. They're giving their all, fighting for you.
That was dope.
Fire. That was hella good.
Hell yeah.
I want to ask, and you don't have to answer this because I know we're live and stuff, but was that a sample that was used for the guitar solo, or was that played?
No, that's me.
Oh, is that you?
That's what
nice.
this right here.
Hell yeah. I like that. Because I think that's lost a lot of times nowadays in music. And the way that you put it in there just before the verse, like that was killer. I loved it.
Yeah,
it
that's
really
my
set the
root.
tone.
That's where I come from, so I try to integrate that. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah!
Like the structure where you talking about it goes in before the hook or whatever.
Yeah.
So I try to bring all that in and mush it together with the rap stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you're doing very well at it, man. 3 years in, like, you know, time to hand you some more flowers. Like, you never cease to amaze me at, like, the next thing I'm hearing, like, yo, this motherfucker's singing, like he's trying to chop, like, fucking, he's over here playing the guitar, like, fucking,
yeah.
You might as well
I fucks with you, dog. Like, we definitely need to link up and do a track together. I'd be totally down.
Oh,
like, it would not,
down, bro.
Like, it would not surprise me for you to, like, put the bejeweled glove on and just start jerking out some Michael Jackson dancing at this point. Like,
hey.
I'm just saying, Dozer, like, it's amazing to see because, like, I've seen Billy work with a lot of fucking rappers, dog, like hundreds, and like usually it comes and goes and they don't level up and you don't see them like evolve. Like, you've really evolved over the last 3 years, brother.
Well, Playboy is a hell of a mentor, bro. That's what I was going to say earlier.
Oh yeah,
you know, he's a hell of a guy. You know, Enrage was saying something about thanking him for bringing him back on and everything, and just showing thanks and stuff, and how he listened to him before. And people don't really. I've had people tell me he's probably hard to read, right? And I'm the same way. But people don't really know how cool Playboy is in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? And down to earth.
Just a good person, just a good dude, man. Like, you know, I've known this dude 13 years, like, and, you know, not to even put him out. Like, you know, if haters used to hurt his feelings because he'd be so involved in the comments. Like, we're talking like 10 years ago, Billy had a problem with haters. Like, he wanted everybody to like him. So when you didn't like him, he'd go.
I was on that fucking Adam Calhoun shit, except for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really willing to pull up on these motherfuckers.
Right. You're right. You're gonna smash on a motherfucker right quick.
Right. And Dozer knows how it is. Like, especially when you get out of prison, like, you're not used to people disrespecting you. If somebody disrespects you, you have to stand on that, dog. So when I get out of prison and I'm used to standing on business, and then I get on the internet and I see these people disrespecting me, dog, like that would never say this shit to us in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
right.
That's what took me years to fucking to come to terms with that. And even still to this day, sometimes, bro, like, if I'm having a bad day and I get on there and I see somebody say some reckless shit, calling me a clout chaser or a grifter or something like that,
right?
I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to do bad things to these people, bro. But you know, you just have to remind yourself they exist online. You know what I'm saying? People just,
Yes.
everybody has an opinion online. You can't let it
Internet
bother you.
gangsters.
Twitter
Well,
fingers, you know what I'm saying? So
that's why a lot of successful people don't pay attention to the comments. Like, you know, they never see the comments. They never see, like, who was it? Joe Rogan said that like he literally does not read the comments for that reason.
Right. And I've always been one of those artists, bro. Like, I'm replying to every fan that I pop in, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to show love, bro. Like, not to get on there. I'm not trying to get on there and argue with nobody, but like, you know, you got to show the fans that you appreciate them, dog.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I've always been one of those artists, bro. Like, every time I drop a video, I'll spend the next 3 or 4 hours straight replying to every single comment. You know what I'm saying?
I try to do the same.
How big, right. And it don't matter how big we get, you know, like, I'm going to always do that, bro.
Yeah. I've been super blessed. So when I started doing my solo music, like, the fact that I've reached a handful of people that have reached out to me and have told me that my music has saved their life. You know, I had one guy, he sent me a message, an instant message, and I try to always reply to fans. And he was telling me about how he just was done. You know what I mean? Like, he'd lost everything, and he had a fucking loaded 45 barrel in his mouth. He was ready to go. And then my song "Listen" came on, and it made him put the 45 down, and he just cried. And he thanked me, you know, he's like, "You saved my life." And it's like, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like, that my music, like, thank God, you know what I mean? Like, that was able to reach him in that moment and mean that much to him for him to fucking not end his life like that. You know, if I can get, you know, another handful of people like that, and I help them in that way, like, that's fucking why we do this, right?
Yeah.
Like,
just that one's worth it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More than that one.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the haters thing, like, I'm very blessed. You know what I'm saying? I can't give more thanks to Grady Finch, my producer. He taught me a couple of years ago, and I'm grateful for it, because I was like that. I was, you know, in the comments, like, people fucking hating on me and shit, and I'm like, man, motherfucker, you don't fucking know shit about me, fool. Like, and he pointed out to me, he's like, hey, look, if they're talking about you, at least they're talking about you. Let them hate. Like, you got to love your haters, because that just means that they see something in you that they don't have or that they want. And when they talk about themselves, nobody's listening. So they talk about you because they get attention.
Insecurities.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah.
People go a little bit harder. It's not just the safety of the internet where they can speak. It's like there's no, whether literally or figuratively, like, literally getting the sentence out before I punch you in the mouth, or you're literally not going to walk up and say that to me, because, like, what Playboy was saying, like, you know, where I'm from, it's like, motherfucker, why are you looking at me? Like, you know,
you staring at me, fool? What the fuck?
They ain't got to say nothing. You know what I mean? So if it's a motherfucker looking at me too long or looking at me in the wrong way, you ain't got to say nothing. It's like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? You know what I'm saying? And set it off.
What it is.
But
you know, I'll be honest, since I've gotten bigger, like, bigger and stronger and more built, like, it seems like the bigger I get, the more of a lover I become. Like, I just laugh things off. Like, people don't, it's like, when I was 130 pounds, everybody wanted some, oh, it's on when I see you. It's fucking, you know, when I see you, it's on, motherfucker. Like, blah, blah. And then I see them now that I'm big, and they, you know, they looking at the ground. They ain't trying to say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I don't even care. I just turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even fucking waste energy on it. You know what I mean? Because that proves everything to me. Like, oh, okay, so you wanted to get at me when I was fucking, you know, 130 pounds and fucking out of my mind. You know what I mean? Now that I'm big and healthy, now all of a sudden you ain't got nothing to say. Oh, okay, that tells me everything about your character. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to waste energy on it.
Yeah.
Fucking cowards.
Yeah.
I'm the same way, bro. Like, if I walk up on somebody that that's a green light and they act like that, I ain't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? That says everything. So
exactly. And like I said, the bigger I get and the longer I stay sober, like, I'm the lover, man. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. You know, I ain't gonna front anymore. Like, I love people, and I love, you know what I mean? Like, I got so much to offer or to share, or, you know what I mean, or learn, whatever the case may be. Like, I find that since I've changed that perspective and have that mentality, like, because I've always, you know, because of the way that I look, right? Like, we all look on, especially on this podcast, like, we have that outer appearance of like a, you know, I'm just going to be a dumb analogy, but like a poisonous dart frog, right? Like, we have the outer appearance of we're poisonous, don't talk to us, don't touch us, we're fucking dangerous, blah, blah, blah. But to be a dichotomy, you know what I mean, of looking the way that I do, but then being kind and generous and respectful, is always something that I like to do. You know what I mean? Like I love holding a door open for an old lady and wishing her to have a great day. You know what I mean? Because she gets a smile on her face, like a shocked smile, like somebody like you is being so polite and such a gentleman. And it's like, yeah, like just because of the way I look doesn't mean that I don't have manners. You know what I mean? My mama raised me better than that. And it's just cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I found that like I did obsess over like, you know, my external appearance to look like, hey, don't fuck with me, don't approach me, I don't like you, I don't like people. And then as I get, you know, older and the longer I'm sober, the more I realize that like I'm in no way like do I like to go out in the public and be in public very much, because I have a battery, you know what I mean, a social battery that I need to just be home with my kids under my roof in my house. You know, I don't like to go out a lot or anything. I don't club, I don't party or anything like that. No. But like I definitely, you know, when I am out and about, I definitely enjoy, you know, putting a smile on someone's face or wishing them the best, or you know, maybe sharing my story, or you know, giving somebody help. You know what I mean? Like I know that waitresses, and this is something simple, right? But I know my mom, when she raised me, she was a waitress. I know waitresses live on their tips. So I always tip waitresses really, really well, especially if they get all the orders right. And you know, they're very attentive and everything. I make sure that I take good care of them. And it's something small like that, where it's like, you know, oh, you're going to give them a $30 tip. It's like, yeah, I'm going to give them a $30 tip. Right?
Well, it's called like paying it forward in life, like just trying to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take much to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and like I love people, but I love them from a distance. Like I'm an extrovert. I'm really social and shit. I love to go places. I'm a Leo and shit. But the older I get, the more of an introvert I am, and the more like I don't fuck with people.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but
I would say that I'm a social dragonfly, not a butterfly, because I ain't gay like that. But like, but only in social situations. Like when I'm at concerts, I'm fucking all over the place. I'm hugging fans, I'm taking photos, I'm signing autographs, I'm signing titties, I'm whatever, right? Like, but then as soon as the show's over, it's like contacts come out, you know, utility vest comes off, and I want to be left alone. I don't want to be talked to. You know, it's time to unwind. It's time to recenter myself. And that's when I need my me time. And that's when I just want to be with my kids, you know what I mean? And be at home and relax and recenter myself. So, yeah.
I was going to say something about that earlier, attached to what I was saying on something else. But like one of the things that I have compassion on for addicts is like, you know, you said, T-Rev said in the comments, it's like an escape from reality, right? And honestly, like the more time goes by, this is, you know, right now it's looking decent, but the world as a whole is an ugly fucking place. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking amen. Ugh.
Yeah.
Amen
So
to that.
it's like, I think that's why part of the reason there's more addiction going on and stuff like that is just the ugliness of the world.
And it's so prevalent. Like the political situations and the powers that be have made drugs so prevalent on our soil that like there's so much coming across the border, and like it's just unbelievable. Like the drug addiction, like fentanyl, man, they should be able to shut that shit the fuck down. Like
that should be done.
Yeah, like,
I did some research on that today, bro, and 100% of everything they need to manufacture fentanyl is coming from China, bro. All of it.
Oh, I've heard that, yeah.
And then they're smuggling it in through the fucking Mexico border. Yep.
You know what's crazy too is like I had a buddy who served in Iraq, and he came back and he had reached out to me because I had just gotten sober, and he asked me, you know, what my drug of choice was, and I told him heroin, right? And he was like, you know what's crazy about that is I knew that there was going to be an opiate epidemic because you know what I did in Iraq for 3 years? And I'm like, what? He's all, I guarded poppy fields.
Yeah. Yeah, that was their income, and they were going to switch it over to tobacco because tobacco can grow the same in the same climate, but it would have been in direct competition with U.S. agriculture. So they didn't do it. So they let them grow the heroin and the poppy and release the drug addiction on America, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's population control, if you ask me.
I feel the same way.
Well, they set us up with the pill boom. Remember, like all the pill plants and shit, and like they got everybody hooked on pain pills, and then they took the pain pills away by cracking down on that and made heroin, fentanyl, and all that more prevalently available. And like dude, I lived in New Jersey, and I used to tell Billy all the time, man, like, I've seen all kinds of shit with heroin in New Jersey. Like, that place was a shithole. Like, fucking, and it's sad, man, because, like, I'm talking about, like, very young people, too, like 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, just young kids all in the street, man, spun out on drugs.
Yeah.
No shit, bro.
Hey, Jason,
Yeah.
so speaking on heroin and shit, can you give these people a little backstory on the Garrett situation, Dark Half and shit? Because I got some of his music queued up ready, but I also want to get into some of the backstory on that.
All right, Garrett was a member of Dark Half, and like this dude is like one of the greatest vocalists. Like, honestly, in my opinion, if this guy would have hung around, he would have blew up like Jelly Roll, bro. Like, Garrett was a rock star. Like Gmo was a rock star when like he was spun out on heroin and at his worst, bro. Like, he was producing some of the best music that someone could like possibly make. Like, he was also like a very good person. Like, he was approachable. He was a friend. Like, you could hit him up. He would talk to you. Like, me just as a fan at this point, like, this is before, like, you know, I was associated to Billy that much. And like, I was really good friends with this guy because I like really enjoyed his story. And I used to always try to get him to like find a way out of his addiction, because he was very upfront about it in his music. Like, when you listen to this guy sing, he's going to like honestly be rapping and singing about dying on drugs. Like, he predicted his own death, like kind of like Tupac did. And like, this guy to me is just as impactful, just as like just an amazing story, man. Like, I can't begin to tell you, aside from him dying from his addiction, he had a very amazing story, and he was a very amazing person.
Yeah, I really got into Gino when I was a heroin addict, when I was homeless. Like, his music was so relatable. It was like he was speaking through me. So I totally relate to that. You know, he was ahead of his time, and it's sad that, you know, addiction won.
Yes.
Have y'all ever heard the song "Throwing It All Away" by Black Label Society?
I have. That's an awesome song. That's an awesome song.
Lane Staley, the lead singer of it was I was watching your review on Upchurch earlier, Alice in Chains.
Yep.
That's Zach Wilde wrote that song about Lane Staley, who I'm pretty sure he died of a heroin overdose. If I remember,
he did. Yeah. Multiple members of Alice in Chains died of heroin overdose.
I would recommend everybody checking that song out, man. It's got a really good message to it, and it's very well put together.
Honestly, all of Black Label Society. Like, honestly, yeah. Like, Zach Wilde is the man. Like, if you're in this generation and you don't listen to a lot of rock, that would be somewhere to start off with, because it's got a very good temperament to it, and it's very it's not too heavy. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's definitely more radio rock, which is cool, but it's still very what's the right word?
Like,
I don't want to say individual, but it's very its own thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? While still being a larger demographic could appease to it easily.
Yes, it's kind of like you tell someone if they want to listen to some rock. A good band to start out with, guys, is Deftones. Like, Deftones is an amazing band that like a lot of chicks dig. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a really cool band.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest and transparent because I work a program of honesty. I hate Deftones.
Do you?
Me too, bro. I could never stand them.
Not because of their music. Not because of their music.
I love it.
I was just saying, I had a really bad experience as a kid with the lead singer Chino, and he hella disrespected me, and you know what? Like, he was drunk, it was whatever. I was just some dumb kid, but it was the fact that he disrespected a fan the way that he did, which made me. I really probably should thank him, because it made me realize and appreciate those artists that do love their fans and do take care of them and do go out of their way for them, and also made me that type of artist because of that experience.
Yeah, but all those guys that were lead singers of rock bands have stories about being pieces of shit. Like, fucking Phil from Pantera. Like, there's so many stories of Phil being like the worst piece of shit in the world, like spitting on fans and shit. Like, fucking Rob Zombie was amazing. Like, I met him. He was fucking an amazing person.
Well, you look at Corey Taylor. I mean, there's a remix of Slipknot and Linkin Park together. They did a remix of their songs and blended them or whatever. And there's a cut right in the middle of the song of Corey Taylor walking off stage, and some dude spits on him, and he turns around and he's like, "The fuck, bitch," and knocks him, and fucking then it cuts back into the song, and I was like, "That's what just happened. That's crazy. Like, you can't do that, but I guess you can. I mean, You spit on the wrong motherfucker, you're about to get served. It is what it is.
He fucked around and found out. He paid repercussions.
Yeah. I did that one time. I was doing a show out in Red Bluff, and this drunk dude, he hated metal, and we were at a rap show, and we were the only group there that was half metal. And he's up there, he's like, "You don't even have a real band. You guys fucking suck." And he fucking threw his beer on me. And that was back when I was I was high on coke and pills and whatever else. And I fucking jumped off that stage and fucking beat that fool into the ground and got carried out by security. It was all bad. But anyway, I mean, you fuck around and you find out sometimes.
It's needed.
Yeah.
Hey, so back to the Gino song before we play this for any fans that don't know. Like, he actually overdosed, and I don't know if he died on stage, but he was actively overdosing on heroin on stage, and then shortly after passed away.
I did not know that.
Yeah, bro. Like,
he went to his car and ended up in his car, and I think they found him in the car, took him to the hospital, and he died some days later or whatever. I can't remember how it went. It was like, because this has been
rockstar shit though, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't want to glorify that at all, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what you're into, dog, like, that's a hell of a way to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, on stage, man, that's just...
Yeah, I hope you haven't picked a song that's going to make me cry, bro. Like,
no, we actually picked a song called Her or Heroin, you know, where he's talking about his addiction. So, yeah, let's get into this real quick, man. Let me know what y'all think, bro.
Let me burnt up, I ain't got nothing left. Homie, try to chill out. Nah, I'm too fucking stressed. She don't give a fuck about me after all I did for her. I'll be tripping too hard, don't let that bitch get on your nerves. Man, I swear to God, I'm about to lose my shit. Grab a knife, put it to my dome and squeeze it quick. Bro, you're tripping, I got another solution, just chill. Now I'm about to take my fucking life and end it for real. Fucking take this right here, crush it up and snort it right quick. What's this shit, man? It's heroin, don't be a little bitch. Man, it's fucking insane, why the hell would I do that? You're talking about killing yourself, just take it and relax. Anything's better than feeling like this. Yeah. And she don't give a fuck, then I don't either. Yeah. Man, fucking give me that shit, I just tried this one time. This shit won't kill me right. Nah, you'll be fine. With her, I don't feel anything. Love me to everything. She takes away my pain. I'm in love, it seems. With her, I don't need anything. Love me to everything. When no one else was there, she was there for me. You know, talk, yo, we're going to the dealer's house. Nah, man, I'm good. We should probably just chill out. You're so stressed, just get a break for later. Maybe you're right, this chick is being a hater. And honestly, I don't want to face the day. Last night I felt great, the pain faded away. You won't say it's all gravy shit, let's make our escape. Let me grab some cash out the bank, then we on our way. I'll bring the whip and take a trip down memory lane. Let's just grab this bullshit and head back home, okay? You got it right, yeah, I do this fucking chill out. Break a couple lines out, well, let's get back to the house. You hype motherfucker, my pockets are burnt up. I'm losing everything, so I'm about to be stuck. I thought you said this shit wouldn't get a hold of me. You're the one who didn't give a fuck, homie. With her, I don't feel anything. Love me to everything. She takes away my pain. I'm in love, it seems. With her, I don't need anything. Love me to everything. When no one else was there, she was there for me. It started out with a 40 bag, now we do a gram a day. Looking back, you were trying to die anyways. I never thought that it would get this bad. Honestly, I never should have trusted your ass. There you go, blaming me for all your problems again. I see you down and out, I was just trying to help a friend. How the fuck can I get my life back after this? Can't even go a day without having to use this shit. Settle down, buddy, you know you owe me, right? Man, fuck you, I'ma stop using tonight. I'ma go cold turkey, get the fuck out my mind. You wanna be dope sick? Just do another line. I can't take any more of this.
me. Dude just had an amazing voice. Like,
Yeah, that was good shit. I hate to hear that story, man.
Yeah, it was
very real and raw with this shit, bro. Like, you see, he just made a whole song rapping about his addiction and shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't try to hide it,
which is wild.
Right.
Yeah, and leaned into it, and definitely without glorifying it. Like, if you listen to that song "Runaway," like, he wasn't glorifying it at all. Like, it was, and it was very sad to watch, because like we kind of all knew it was going to happen to him. You know what I mean? Like, it was like a train wreck, and you were watching it, and you could do nothing about it, and like he was just out of control, and like, and it happened so fast too. You know, like, dude
Actually, I have CTK tattooed on my face, and he was like my little brother. He was not my blood brother, but he was like adopted. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy. The reason I'm bringing this up is because what you just said. He was a phenomenal artist. You know what I mean? At 15, 16 years old, he was like, he had this Bone Thug style. He could harmonize. He could rap like a motherfucker, and he was so talented. And it sucks because he also passed of an overdose, and you know, it was in his music the whole time. Like, I went back when I was sober and I listened to his music, and it was like he was calling for help the whole time, and none of us heard it. You know, we all just, that's dope, bro. That's fucking sick. Hell yeah, you're killing it. And the whole time he's like crying for help, and none of us even heard it. It was crazy.
That's kind of like Gino, like same kind of thing. Like, his music was crying for help. Like, and that once it starts out the song, "I get high and die like Chris Farley."
I'll be honest with you, man. When I got locked up when I was 20 and got out when I was 26, and during that time frame, that's when, like, when I went in, I was hustling fucking just regular fucking pot. Crack was the worst thing out there that I could possibly sell when I went in. And I mean, meth was coming around, but it wasn't like that. But when I got out, somewhere in that time frame, heroin and pain pills and shit and everything else had changed. Excuse me. But I got a special hate for heroin, because it's gotten to the point where if I find out that somebody that it's been people I've known my whole life countless times, but when I find out somebody's on heroin, I pretty much in my head check them out. Like, I had to detach myself, because the first few were like, what the fuck? And then it's like every freaking time, it's like just a matter of time. You know what I mean? And it's people man. I grew up with from a kid to, you know, it's crazy.
I had a close friend that was going to come on here tonight that I wish she would have came and told her story, because like she's a very beautiful girl that got spun out on heroin for like 7 years, and she wasn't comfortable talking about it. And I understand that, because that's just where she's at in her walk with sobriety. And she's only been like literally sober for a couple years. And they have a newborn baby, a daughter. And like, you know, she doesn't want no drama with her family or someone calling child services, or, you know what I'm saying? Because you come in here and start talking about things, and like, yeah, it just happened 2 years ago and she's sober, but she didn't want anybody to be able to use something against it. Because you know how shitty people are, bro.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Plus, that rehashes a lot of bad stuff.
A lot of, yeah, especially this early. And that's what she said too. Like, if she's watching right now, shout out that person. Like, I love you. I'm not even gonna say your name because you didn't want to come on here, but yeah, there's a lot of like stories out there that I wish you could have heard by her, because like literally this poor girl was like in the worst way for a long time, like you, RJ, and like to the point now where she's like sober and a mother and doing her thing, and like that's a beautiful story. Like, for somebody to come back from literally like injecting heroin in their arm like 6-7 times a day up to like a brick a day.
At least.
And smoking, like she was smoking like a half ounce of crack. Like fucking, she was really like spun the fuck out. And this girl looks like Mrs. South Dakota. She looks like she could be a model. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd never know this person went through that. And like that's a unique story, because usually if you see a girl that's been spun out on drugs that long, that they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have a rough life.
Yeah. Yeah, my baby mama is like that. She is absolutely flawless. She is so beautiful, and she's so lucky. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say her name or nothing, but she went down that road, and she's a gangster on top of it. You know what I mean? Like she went hardcore with it, and she followed me right after I got sober. About a year and a half, 2 years after I got sober, she followed right behind me. You know, and in a heart touching way. You know, we were locked up together, and she sent me a letter that was like, because I told her, I was like, hey, I'm going to get sober. I'm going to get our kids back. I'm going to change my life and yada, yada. And she was like, you jump, I jump, remember, like lead the way and I'll follow. And it took her a little bit longer, but man, she followed right behind. I'm so proud of her. You know what I mean? Like, she's really just totally transformed her life, and she's a beautiful person. She's a beautiful woman. And I'm very, very proud of her in that aspect. She's a great mother. And you could never tell by looking at her that she ever used, you know what I mean? She got really lucky in that aspect too. You know what I mean? She was hardcore, just like the rest of us. So she was, I was so bad, bro. Like I got to tell this story real quick. I was so bad, right? Because I would do heroin, right? And I didn't like falling out because I was always pulling licks and I was always fucking running and gunning, right? So I would do heroin because I had to, because if I didn't, I'd be sick, right? And then I'd do like a gram of meth at one shot, so that I have the energy to be able to go do what I had to fucking do. You know what I mean? To keep feeding my addiction. Yeah, like a motherfucker, right? And well, here in California, we call it goofballing. Speedballing with Coke. And so goofballing is what we call it here. And I got so bad to the point where like I shot up. So I went to the doctor, right? When I got sober, and he was asking me to tell him about a lot of my drug use, right? And I had a time in my addiction where like parts of my body were going paralyzed, right? And he was like, well, what was happening during that time? And my motherfucking dumbass, so I got my hands on promethazine, right? And promethazine is an opiate cough syrup, right? And I was a shooter, so I shot up promethazine, and I did it for two fucking I did it for 2 weeks, bro. And because it killed my withdrawals, but what would happen is I'd be walking and then like my face would go half numb, or my arm would go limp, or I'd fall because my leg would stop working. And the doctor looked at me shocked. His jaw hit the ground, and he was like, you should be dead. That was your brain dying when you were doing that. And I was like, well, I mean, I wasn't withdrawing, so whatever, it's fine. You know what I mean? I'm not romanticizing or like, you know, making it cool or anything, but it's like, that's how bad my addiction was. It was like, I didn't care what it did to me as long as I wasn't sick. You know, as long as I had that next fix.
Yo, just drinking that shit has killed so many like Southern rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
like
shot it in my vein, bro.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
Like just pulled it right out of the fucking jar, right into the arm, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. You know what I mean? All high and fucked up, and I mean, that 2 weeks was a blur. But yeah, I'm lucky I don't have permanent brain. I mean, I probably do have permanent brain damage, but I mean, at least I can formulate a sentence and talk.
Highly functional.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
highly functional with brain damage.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I still run into like the sliding glass door sometimes because I don't realize it's shut. So I mean, I'm not that bright, but I'm definitely not retarded that I know of.
What happened to Christine, Playboy?
She's in the car. She was driving or some shit. Didn't have that good a service, so she had to bounce out for a little bit.
She made a cameo.
Yeah. Hey, she popped up. We fanboyed out for a few minutes, bro. And, you know, we'll get her back in here someday, though, man, for sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, probably when we have her on, it'll probably just be like her and us. You know what I'm saying? Just to focus and praise her the entire time, dog.
Yeah, like it's gonna be the weirdest conversation. 3 straight guys just like totally tongue-tied and flabbergasted over a woman that's the bare knuckle champion of the world and also gay.
And that would honestly beat all of us up, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Beat all of us up. Probably at the same time. Yeah, probably at the same time. You know what I mean? She's a beast. I was just watching her fight, you know, before I fucking came on here, and I was like, man, this bitch would fucking knock me the fuck out. Jesus Christ.
Dude, I'm running.
If she didn't knock you out, she would keep pounding your face into
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, she will catch you, dog.
brutal TKO. Like you're gonna hope it's in some kind of like combat competition to where like someone's there.
Somebody won't stop it.
Yeah. Eventually we're gonna stop this. Like there's an end to it. If it's on the street, bro, I'm running. I am putting on
for
my
your life.
Yeah. I'm 6'4", 250. I can outrun her. I promise. Like, at least in a sprint, if I'm scared,
Right.
like, dog, running from a grizzly bear. I'm gone. Like,
I'm gone. Later, deuces.
Not fighting her. Like, but
I'm good.
Her fights are really impressive, man. I really love the dirty boxing, the clinch work up against the cage. Like she just literally like traditionally fuck someone up if they were like fighting Muay Thai with bare knuckles. Like the style's really cool. Like just how aggressive she is. Like it's amazing to watch.
The fact that she's bare knuckle. I mean, she's brutal.
Yeah.
That's as brutal as it gets when it comes to combat sports, bro. Like all the fighters that I've talked to that have done boxing, MMA, they all tell me it's a completely different sport, bro. It's unlike anything else because it's that savage, bro.
Right. Well, it's you're not getting bruised, you're getting broken when you get hit.
Even if you win, you're paying for it. Like
severely, maybe even permanently.
Your hands. Even if you win, bro, like more than likely you're fracturing something, you're breaking something in your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a fucking brutal sport, bro.
Yeah.
I can't even watch UFC like that anymore because it's just not enough action. Like when you watch a BKFC event, it's fucking action, bro. From the prelims to the motherfucking main event. There's no fucking snooze fights.
There's no
hugging. There's no fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's balls to the walls from fucking start to finish, bro.
That's why I like that.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I used to be really into combat sports, but then like I started. And maybe I'm wrong, but and maybe Playboy, you can correct me, but I feel like it's all money ran, and that it's all like even if it's not pre-decided, it's pre-pushed, depending on what the bets are.
Well, okay, you got like I would say that some fighters have come up and they've put them in favorable fights that would like build up a career, like kind of like Sean O'Malley got that for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got fighters that are just like totally thrown to the wolves. Like if you'll remember Sage Northcutt was a fighter that like they totally threw that kid to the wolves. Like he went from fighting like on the circuit to like the greatest fighters in the UFC. Like and like it depends, but like as far as like pre-pedestrian, no, there's been so many like huge upsets with like fights that I couldn't believe that. But like some boxing fights, boxing.
Well, I mean, boxing definitely, but like perfect example is I was a big fan of Rose, and then Rose, like it's like she just stopped. Like
Rose has like really bad like emotional turmoil, PTSD. Like Rose is dealing with some shit, and also like her boyfriend Pat Barry, he's a much older dude. Like they have a very weird relationship. Like Rose has a very weird life. Like a lot of champions, if they can't keep it together in their personal life, it kind of falls off in fighting.
That falls off. That makes sense. I just felt like
some of that shit might be peds too. Like, because you look at like Kamaru Usman, bro. I thought he was going to be the greatest fucking of all time. You know what I'm saying? And now he's not even relevant. Look at the guy that beat him, bro. Same thing, Edwards. Like he looked unstoppable, and now it's like, bro, he's just getting whooped by everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird how MMA works like that. You know, this guy will be on like a 20 fight win streak, and then just
peak, and then after that peak, once they like, it seems like once someone gets a belt, right, like they kind of lose that drive unless their name's motherfucking John Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like Valentina kind of didn't lose that drive. You know what I'm saying? Valentina Shevchenko always had that drive, always wanted to win those fights. Even when she was losing, she would bounce back and win a fight. You know, there's certain people that have that thing to them, and then there's certain people that get on losing streaks, and they're like, like Tony Ferguson, bro, he was done. And that shit was horrible. That shit was horrible to watch because Tony had like a 12 fight win streak, went in there and then Justin Gaethje just changed his motherfucking life for him, and like it was horrible because we never got to see Tony Ferguson at that place again.
And it's like I would imagine that a lot of that has to do with the fact that they are on that winning streak, and then somebody just comes in and rocks their fucking world, and they lose it up here.
Right. Well, and also if you go back and look at that, there's like pictures of like Justin hitting him with an uppercut, and like his whole face is like deformed. Like he caught that one, and then he caught that kick from Michael Chandler. Remember that one? Michael Chandler threw that front kick straight up the middle, and it hit Tony Ferguson right here, and his face looked like just totally deformed in the moment of the picture. It was unbelievable. But like I feel like a lot of those guys have like life-changing fights that like or a culmination of fights. And with Rose, I feel like she was always struggling with mental health problems. Like if you ever watch her first fight, she would come out there crying and shit, bro. She had me and Billy crying, like we were talking about it. Like Rose,
I was, like I said, I was a huge fan of her, and then it was like, and it wasn't even like it wasn't like it was a. She didn't like fuck up. She just danced the whole time. She just spun in circles. You know what I mean? That was the last fight I watched. I'm not gonna lie, that was a while ago, but like I watched that and I was just like, what the fuck happened? Like, who is this bitch? This isn't who I watch. Like, this is not who I'm a fan of. And it was just like she was, I wouldn't say scared, but she was just like dancing the whole time. She wouldn't fucking engage. And it was
just a timidness that you'd never seen in that fight before. And she was fighting old girl that's a wrestler. I can't think of her name right now. She actually had the belt after that. But like, yeah, it's like I feel like a lot of these fighters just peak and then they fall off a cliff. Like it's like, and there's so many of them too, man. You could sit here and name off a whole shit ton of them.
Yeah, they all seem to have short shelf life too. Like Pena fucking. I was like, she's all right. She's all right. I mean, and then she did well, and then it was like, and it was like as soon as she lost, like. Everybody forgot about her.
Hey, that Asian girl's good. That Wei Li girl, she's really good. Yeah, she's really good. But the women fights, it's like hard of them. A lot of them, and the BKFC fights at least hold interest for me. Like Billy was saying, like a lot of those women fights, you watch them, and like even now they're kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, and even Ronda Rousey was one dimensional and shit. But at least those fighting, she made the fights interesting. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like Ronda Rousey as a professional wrestler. I know that's all fake and choreographed, but man, I think she's great as a wrestler.
She's a great method actor in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's where Conor McGregor needs to go, man. Honestly, because
I agree.
Anybody in the top 10 right now, bro. It's just not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You might as well go get your bag over in WWE, man.
For real.
He's not gonna fight. Like I'm to the point where I believe he's not going to fight, and if he does fight, I just want to see it because he'll get beat up real bad. Like
I mean, everybody would just kick his shin. You know what I mean? Break that leg again. That's permanent. That's a permanent injury that will always re-break. You know, that'll never heal all the way.
No, it's got a metal rod in it, so it's going to be even worse when they kick it. It's just going to hurt.
Right. It'll just shatter. You know what I mean? Even if it holds, it'll shatter all around it. So
everything will be fucked up. And that's why I feel like he hasn't fought. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of weird that they're just stringing us along like this motherfucker's gonna come back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did that movie, whatever it was, I forget what it was, but I mean, he was on so much. He was so juiced.
They ruined that shit.
Yo, it was so horrible.
Terrible fucking movie too. Man.
Terrible movie, and he was on so much fucking juice,
dude.
Excuse me.
He played like a fucking parody of himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, for real.
Yeah, it was like a pull string Connor. Like he said the same things over and over. It was like really bad. Like,
it was terrible.
A horrible actor.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe he could pull it off in WWE, but you know what I mean? Like, stay out of Hollywood, bro.
Right. Dog, Jake Paul be killing it over there. Like, you know, I'm not even a Jake Paul fan, but if you watch him, he's killing it.
Yeah, no, he has. He's done very well over there. And there's a lot of, wrestler, UFC switchovers, or even, you know what I mean? Like, I know everybody hates Brock, but when he came into UFC, bro, with his fucking triple XL fucking gloves and just hammered dude, that was brutal, and everybody was shocked.
Dude, and shout out Cain Velasquez, because you saw what he did to fucking Brock. He beat dog shit out of Brock. And
beat the dog shit out of him.
Yeah,
and that's no easy task. That dude's a fucking beast. Like he's huge.
Yeah, like they say that like he has to cut weight to hit the 260 mark.
Right.
Dog, and he's like 260 pounds, like those dudes that cut weight to get in those low weights. So he's like 265 pounds for like 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he rehydrates and like dude walks around like 300 and something pounds. That's a big fucking guy.
That's a big dude.
Well, we're at the 3-hour plus mark, so we're gonna start wrapping this shit up. I'm gonna play one more song, then we'll come back. We'll fucking say our last words, answer some questions from the chat. This is one of my songs, man. This is a song that I made for my homeboy that killed himself a couple years ago. It was my best friend growing up and shit. Nickname was Ice Milk. Just the craziest motherfucker, bro. Like one of my last friends that was left, you know, like one of the only dudes that knows the craziest fucking stories about me, you know what I'm saying? So it fucked me up, man. And it was also, you know, revolving around addiction and shit. We grew up doing drugs together, partying together. He was doing good. Turns out, you know, he relapsed, felt like shit about it, and apparently ended up fucking hanging himself. So this is for CJ, man. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, that's not it. I'm sorry, guys. Right here. This is who I named my son after, too, by the way.
Drove 100,000 miles to your house just to make sure you're alright. I would've kept calling every single day, said I loved you every single night. Too bad I couldn't see what was right in front of me. Didn't notice you had lost my friend. Now I can't believe why the hell you had to leave. Man, I wish I would've known back then.
I wish I would've known that you was feeling all alone, feeling like you had nobody you could trust or console. I would've reached out to you, brother, I put that on my soul, cause you was more than a friend to me, you my day one, bro. Over the years, we done seen so many peers come and go. We couldn't help but wonder why God kept on saving us though. Just wasn't enough time to go, cause he had plans for us both. I watched the man that you became, and I'm so proud of your growth. All of the things you overcame, bro, you a beacon of hope. But I can't even try to hide it, though I'm missing you, bro. I pray and talk to you at night, I know you listening, so just know we love you and that love is unconditional, yo. Try to write the song for you while the tears steady flow. We trying to stay strong for you, but man, it's so hard to cope. Try not to mourn, but it's so hard cause now my best friend's gone. Can't change the past, but every day I just wish that I would have known.
I would've drove 100,000 miles to your house just to make sure you're alright. I would've kept calling every single day, said I loved you every single night. Too bad I couldn't see what was right in front of me. Didn't notice you had lost my friend. Now I can't believe why the hell you had to leave. Man, I wish I would've known back then.
I wish I would've known about all the pain you was feeling, cause I know how it feels to scream and feel like no one can hear it. I know you had a broken soul, brother, I wish I could heal it. You may be gone, but never forgot it, you still here in spirit. Feel like a part of me's gone, up that my best friend is buried. So every year on your birthday, I'm taking shots to save the cherry. Pour a drink out for my brother, chilling at the cemetery, reminiscing about the past until my vision get blurry. Yo, every time we play this song, I hope you hear it in heaven. Never let them disrespect, we'll remember you as a legend. I got your back and that's for life, bro, when I said it, I meant it. The best friend that I've ever had, I hate the way that it ended.
You and me riding out and now we're riding all alone. When I first got the news, I couldn't stop calling your phone. Just couldn't believe that you can't be gone. Can't change your past, no, I just wish that I would have known.
I would've drove 100,000 miles to your house just to make sure you're alright. I would've kept calling every single day, said I loved you every single night. Too bad I couldn't see what was right in front of me. Didn't notice you had lost my friend. Now I can't believe why the hell you had to leave. Man, I wish I would've known back then.
Know you in heaven, only chillin' with
Playboy. Hey, so great song. Is that when you got that? Is that somebody in particular on the hook, or did that come with a hook?
You
I
muted,
can't hear
bro.
you.
That's Ty the Tyrant.
Yeah, that's Ty the Tyrant,
Oh,
man.
is that Ty? Okay. I thought I recognized the voice. Yeah, because that hook is fucking fire. I mean, the whole track's fire, but like that hook really tied it in.
Yeah, bro. He definitely made that song, bro. Like, I'm grateful for him coming through and blessing that and making something, that means so much to, somebody that. Yeah, bro. He killed it.
You killed it, bro.
Yeah, you killed it, bro, for real.
Yeah,
you got a way of, me and my son were talking about that today, Playboy. Like, you got a way of telling stories. Like, you really do. Like, you stay on track. Your rhymes don't like pull you away from the storytelling itself, and you just have a way with words. Your vocabulary is really good. You don't, constantly say fucking or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're articulate when you rap and when you write, and that's respectable, because it is easy to put filler, as you know, you put filler words, it's easy to do, but
Right.
to stay rhythmic and tell your story and stay on cue is fucking dope.
I appreciate it, bro.
He's good at flexing different muscles and like tools out of his toolkit. Like you'll hear him singing sometimes, and then you'll hear him like just like obliterating a chopper beat, and like a lot of guys. A lot of guys can't do that, and like I've also seen him over time like reach into like other genres and like try to do different things, and like like I said, flex different muscles, and that's what I've always respected about Billy. Like, and he is one of my best friends, so like I am very critical over, like, he'll send me stuff, I give him an honest opinion, and usually 99.9% of the time it's always fucking dope, and like.
Yeah.
It'll only be something like, hey man, you could do something different here, and like dude's like he's been a machine about it for like a decade now. Like,
yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Playboy. Not to toot your horn or put you on a pedestal, bro, but that's one of my favorite things about you is I could just like type you into YouTube and let it play, because all your songs are so different, and you're always doing something. Like he said, when it comes to fucking chopping, you're doing gangster shit, doing I'll fuck you up shit, doing heartfelt shit, like. You never know, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I told my son, like, you can't even really like judge a song by its song title. You kind of just have to listen to it, because he really touches on all topics.
You don't know what he's gonna do, and then he'll do something, and it'll like surprise the hell out of me. Like when he first started like singing his own hooks and stuff. Like, if he can't do it, he'll bring Ty in now. But once upon a time, like, he didn't sing any hooks, and like when he first started singing hooks, man, that was like the point where I like knew like the growth, the ceiling wasn't there at that point, because once someone's willing to like be that vulnerable, like actually sing, then you're on to something.
I heard that when I started doing my solo music. Like I said, my producer Grady French was like, hey, you're gonna sing, and I was like, nah, I'm the scream barking fucking monster guy, like I don't sing. And he's like, oh, you can sing. And I'm so glad that I just got to share with Playboy a new song I'm working on that is so from the heart, and it's like probably my best vocal performance. And I wanted to get his opinion, because I respect him so much. And well, I mean, you could tell him, Playboy, what did you think?
Amazing, bro. Definitely one of your better songs, bro. Like, when it comes to the singing, for sure, it's the best I heard from you, bro. Like, it's up there with that what's the one we just played earlier?
Forever.
Forever, yeah.
Forever, yeah. It's definitely.
I didn't sing in that one though.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's definitely, I mean, definitely going in the rock direction. You know what I mean? I'm able to. I love this too. Playboy and I were talking, and I was showing him some of my new shit that I have unreleased, and he told me, and we have no pre-conversation about this, which is wild. And he was like, "You remind me of Chad Gray," and I was like, "No fucking shit," because Chad Gray, for those that don't know, is the lead vocalist of Mudvayne and Hell Yeah. And what's crazy is when I first learned how to sing, before I attempted to sing professionally, I would sing along with Mudvayne. Like LD50 was my shit, and everything else that's come out by Mudvayne, I love them. And
that Falling to Sleep is amazing.
Yeah. And for him to give me that comparison, I was floored, because he didn't know that I was such a Chad Gray fan, and that he had such a huge influence on me. And for him to say that was like the biggest compliment ever, because I was like, fuck, dude, like I must be onto something if that's what you hear. So
yeah, bro, I grew up on metal too, you know what I'm saying? So as I heard you doing that shit, I was like, yeah, first comparison that came to mind, bro.
That's fucking dope.
one of my favorite bands and one of Billy's favorite bands is Head PE. Like I love Head
Yeah.
PE.
Yep.
Yep. Grew up on them too, man.
Yeah.
Every time they come to SAC, we usually play with them. You know what I mean? We go way back with Head PE. We've been rocking shows with them for fucking decade and a half, 2 decades. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they've been doing it forever.
Yeah, and what was really cool was the last show we did together. Me and Jared got to really touch on the sobriety concept. You know what I mean? And like talk about getting sober and everything. And like he's got a really cool story too. You know what I mean? We really bonded on that, which was really dope.
He seems like a really cool dude. Like just the way we got in touch with him, and just the way we got in touch with him was just like me being the troll computer hunter that I am. I found out who dude's wife was, and I sent her PTB's music. And the next thing we know, he's like messaging me, telling me how dope he is, and he wants to like do a track with him. Started sharing his music online, all kinds of cool shit. He was just a genuinely cool person, man.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
And then when they came to the Springs and shit, he got me and all my homies in for free meet and greet, took pictures with us and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. Yeah. He's a real one, dog. Definitely.
Yeah. I definitely would throw it out there too that like not to judge bands or artists based upon like what happens behind the scenes. I've had bad experiences with numerous artists, not them, but their crew. Like not their band, but like, the roadies or maybe who's running merch or whatever. Like, and I think it's important for artists to understand that like, the band is the band. They're there to perform. They're there to entertain. You know what I mean? They don't have control over what's going on internally as far as merchandise and the club and how things are ran and stuff like that. And it's easy to get like a bad taste in your mouth for some artists because you're like, oh, well, they think they're better than me, or they dogged me or whatever. And it's like, it's not really like that. It's, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a shit.
I mean, I know how much shit I go through. I try to do it. Luckily I have a great team. I really do, and shout out to my boy J-Rod. You know what I mean? Without him, I wouldn't be able to do the merch that I do. You know what I mean? But I definitely have my hands in everything, and I've learned to just kind of step back and just do what I'm supposed to do, which is be an entertainer, because I'm always like doing the booking and then doing the stage setup and then doing the fucking set list and then doing the practice and making sure everybody's there and everybody's sober, at least for the performance, and everybody's practicing, and you know what I mean? And like, and merch is set up here and this is what we're going to sell. And this is, you know what I mean? Like, I've learned to just kind of step back and be like, all right, well, I'm just the artist. I'm just going to come here and perform and do the rock star thing and let everybody else do what they are supposed to do.
Hey, so speaking of Head PE, what do you guys think of The Clue? You ever seen it? I love this shit, bro. Like, they clown him for that, bro, but I think it's fucking amazing, bro. Like, for that time and that era, what it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was killing shit, bro.
He gets mad about it, but I mean,
But it's because people are like dickheads about it, and they're trying to be disrespectful. Play The Clue, I get.
Well, you're talking about a time period when like it was like acceptable to like dress like that and act like that, and like it was a different thing. And also like shout outs to Jared for being fucking one of those people that just doesn't give a fuck. Like you ever like he comes across as like a very like open-minded, like doesn't give a fuck, like person, you know what I'm saying? Like live and let live. And I've always liked that about him.
Well, he's very punk rock. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like, you know what I'm saying? He's always rocked the punk rock thing.
My bad.
What's happening?
Go ahead.
What is going on?
We've had a really heavy night. I just want to, leave on some more positive vibes and a good laugh, bro, to, leave everybody in good spirits, man.
And we are not laughing at this dude's expense. This comes from a cool place. Like, I love Jared. Like, but this shit is badass to me, man. Like, it's like Dr. Dre coming from the weird stuff that he came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, like, you can't hate it. And it's so fucking 80s. Like,
it's hard to believe, dog. Like, when you hear Head PE now, it's hard to believe this is really fucking them at some point, dog. It's wild. Have you ever seen this, Dozer?
No, I have not.
You're familiar with Head PE though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is Head PE before they were Head PE, man.
Well, it's Jared. I don't know if he,
right. Yeah,
I think it's just Jared. Yeah, I think it's just Jared. But
which one is he? Is he on the damn accordion shit there, or whatever that is?
Yeah, whatever that keyboard
guitar thing.
Some 80s shit right there.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, dude, look at those stripes. That's sick. Look at his hair. Fantastic.
Yeah. Let's get into this. It gets better.
He's in the zone.
Bro, the 80s, bro. To be then there, bro.
But still killing it, bro.
Yeah, you can tell it's him.
Yeah. I would bump this today.
Dude, I'm telling you, to be alive and in the scene in the 80s would have been wild.
Right.
Dude, the longevity of this dude's career, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
This ain't the song I was thinking of, though. Yeah, that's not even the right song, though. Hold on, this is not the right one I was thinking. Oh, here we go. I think this.
Are you tired of your YouTube channel not getting the attention it deserves? Building a YouTube channel can be a very lucrative and successful way.
My bad, guys. Here we go. Yeah, this is the one. This is where he fucking gets They ain't fucking playing around here.
Yeah, he's at the keyboard.
Yeah. Rusting his hips as he plays the fucking piano.
Bro, those tights though.
Yeah, they're the same tights, by the way.
Yeah. With the flares on the side, sick.
Yeah.
My mom is in the living room dancing to this. She's getting down and funky with it.
Look at them fucking.
Dude, he's getting it. Look at it go.
Give me a call, and I need you. And you can't
Stop it.
You can tell this guy was at like. You can tell he was at like every. Hey, you can tell he was at like every club with his dick in bitches' faces and shit. Like,
dude. Look at those moves, man.
Hey,
oh, synchronize? Stop it. Synchronize? Get out of here. Stop it. Hey, where do you think Tech 9 learned it?
Right.
You're killing me, Playboy. You're killing me. I'm fucking dying.
Oh, shit. We got to see the dance breakdown, then we'll stop it. Because it gets better.
Dude, that one big ass hoop earring, fucking killing it with the headband. Stop it. With the electric drums. Oh shit. Keyboard solo.
Homie snapping, dog.
Dude, that mullet is sick as fuck.
Yeah,
I was about to say
Jerry
that.
Curl. Jerry Curl slash perm mullet.
They have like every form of like a dyke haircut you could have.
Hey, the way he just walked away from that keyboard, whoo, he meant business.
Oh yeah, they're like line dancing here at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus.
Dude, the moves though. Dude, he is feeling himself.
Oh,
Hitting
man.
it. That's funky.
Synchronization is back. Oh,
they're like, oh, the backup keyboardist, don't forget him.
You know, band practice changed a lot for this guy.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, that's enough of that.
Yeah, dude, that song, hey, that song is 6 minutes long. That's fucking crazy.
Wow.
I feel like we do Head PE a disservice by playing that. Like, if for people out there that don't know who Head PE is.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got to look up Head PE. And
Yeah.
Jared, if you're seeing this, bro, we apologize in advance, man. Like, I enjoy this. I think it's entertaining. We love you. We're fans. You know what I'm saying? Acolyte comes in and says, "What the fuck was that?"
What the hell is that? Oh man.
Yeah. Anyways, man, if you guys got any last words, last comments, questions, let's fucking wrap this shit up, man. You guys got anything else?
I would like to say, as always, because I talk a lot. First of all, thank you guys for having me. Been an honor.
Hell yeah.
Got much love for all of you. Thank you for the acknowledgments and hearing me out. I would like to leave the listeners and viewers with the knowledge that, you know, that there is hope, and that if you're battling anything, remember you're not alone. And I mean, you could fucking throw a rock at somebody who can relate with you if they're willing to be vulnerable enough to admit it. Like, you're never alone, and there is help out there. Remember that suicide is a permanent solution to temporary problems, and that there is a better life out there. But you has to start from within. Nobody can get you sober. You have to get you sober. If you're battling depression or any kind of mental illness, seek help. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right to seek help. And there's nothing weak about it.
Hey, and my name's NorthCackalack on Facebook. Anybody ever want to reach out, hit me up. I'll talk to you. Like, it's like you said, it's a permanent solution to a temporary situation. It also, like, it's so traumatic for the people around you. Like, you're not hurting yourself, man. You're hurting everybody around you. Like,
the butterfly effect is huge, and you know, you don't even realize. And that's another beautiful thing that you get to witness. You know, if you do find the strength within to change, is the same butterfly effect that you would have negatively can be positive. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you can lead and be the light and find it within yourself, and the strength within yourself to grow and become a better version and the best version of yourself, those around you will benefit, and they will reflect what it is that you are, you know, putting out there. So perspective change, I think, is huge. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up in the morning, I think, you know, I say a prayer of gratitude. I try not to ask for anything because I have so much to be grateful for. And I think that, you know, allows my perspective change to see the blessings of life for that day, because I believe that you will find what you seek. And if you're seeking blessings and you're seeking the abundance of positivity in your life, you will see it and you will feel it and you will experience it. Just like negative, you know, the problem is that negativity and its low vibrational frequency is everywhere. So it attracts easier.
Yeah, it goes further too. Like, if you're negative, man, like, that's just so impactful. But like, I've learned like, the more positive I am, the more my karma changes too. Like,
absolutely
better things start happening to me. Like, I attract better people. Like, me and this dude, when we first started talking to each other, both of us were like pieces of shit, like, literally. And like, we've both changed so much, like, in many different areas. Like, especially, like, you know, leveling up, being more responsible, becoming men, becoming better fathers, becoming better providers. Like, I feel like I'm always on a pathway to do that. And like, you know, after that, man, everything else will fall into place, man. If you just focus on just being a better person, like, And, you know, and if you're going through a rough time, just realize around the corner is going to be a better time. You know, like all things shall pass. As everybody's heard that, man. It's literally true. Like, regardless what happens to you, like that shit's going to pass. Like something better's around the corner. I promise. Even if it's not like just a little bit better, it's going to be better, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. They say, right?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, thank everybody for coming on here. RJ, Dozer, as always, homie, man. Love having you here.
Make sure y'all follow Dozer everywhere. I guess he's only on fucking YouTube and TikTok right now, but you know, follow him. Are you even on TikTok anymore?
Yeah, I got that little page.
Okay.
I'm about to get back. I got this new phone. I'm about to get back on everything at least for 30 days, hopefully.
Right. Yeah. See what happens, bro.
Dozer, fuck with your boy, dog. What's good? Let's fucking do something. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it.
It's going down. It's already settled, bro.
Yeah. You guys hit me up, man. I'll get y'all each other's numbers and shit, man. You guys networking and we'll fucking make some moves, bro.
Mr. Kakalak, thank you for all your words of encouragement, man. You're a solid ass dude. It's been an honor to meet all you boys and to get to know you better. PTB, you know I fucking love you, dog. You my G, you my homie, you my OG. You know what I'm saying? I look up to you a lot, bro. And this has just, you know, made our bond even better. And thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you coming on, bro. You had a fucking awesome story, man. I know everybody in the chat was loving it. We had people fucking getting emotional. It was a good one, man. So thank you, bro.
Yes,
shout out to all the fans, like holding it down in there.
Shout out to the whole chat.
Yeah, shout out to my baby,
everybody.
Shout out to my baby mama. She's been in here holding it down too the whole time watching.
Oh shit, that's what's up.
Yeah, so she has some amazing stories too. She's getting her life together in many ways. So shout out
to the baby mamas for real. I feel the same way about mine.
But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate everybody coming through. It's phenomenal to look in here and see like 50-something people, 100 people watching us.
The entire night.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, as always.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to end with one more song, man, one day at a time, and then we'll fucking get it out of here, guys.
Yeah, thank you for ending with this song, guys. Hey, this song right here is one of my favorite PTB songs. Like
same.
Yeah,
or should we play Die Today? Die Today or motherfucking One Day at a Time? We'll let the chat decide. You guys let us know real quick. First one that pops up. Die Today or One Day at a Time?
Die Today.
That has been
Die Today. My son just yelled from the living room. Die Today. Die Today.
Hey, but both of them are amazing, man. They're both
they're both great tracks.
They have the same kind of feel too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same type of PTB.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to mention earlier, not to stroke your ego even more, motherfucker, but the Beast is back. Because he was talking about how you started singing hooks and you adding that layer of you singing along with the female vocalist. I don't know who that is, if that's somebody you hired, or if it came like that, or if that's
she was like 12 years old at the time. Yeah.
But that's amazing. That makes it even better.
Yeah.
The fact that you sang along with that, I mean, it gives that song so much power, and it's got such a fucking vibe. I bump that track all the fucking time, and it's just like, you know, like your rhythm. I mean, you're a chopper for sure, but when you rhythm rap and you ride the beat, and you're able to like sporadically hit speed with melody, it makes for a whole different like sound that just grips you.
That intermediate chopping, like you'll hear like Tech 9 does it sometimes. Like he's
like like that shit's fucking died. I can't do that shit.
It's slick. It's real slick.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man. Much love. Y'all ready to get out of here then?
Yeah, I gotta go. My ass is asleep and I gotta piss.
Yeah, hey, same, bro. My fucking back's hurt me and shit. All right, we're gonna play this song and we're gonna ride out, man. Much love, y'all.
Much love, guys.
Much love, brother.
Thank you, everybody.
So much pain up in my heart and it don't ever go away. I'm tired of feeling like I'm dying every day. Wanna close my eyes forever, spread my wings and fly away now. So tired of fighting and struggling every day. Gotta try to keep my head up and pretend to be okay. I'm tired of feeling like I wanna die today. Feel like it's gonna be a battle till I'm in the grave now. Try to keep my head up, but I'm fed up with this bullshit. Cause the pain never lets up, must confess I'm loading full clips. I'm homicidal, suicidal, plotting on my rivals. Try to read the Bible, but inside I'm feeling like a psycho. The only time I feel at peace is when my eyes close. Spiraling out of control, lost all my friends I love the most. Rolling solo, fuck the world, I'd rather kick it with a ghost. Mental battles that I'm fighting daily, I can't be approached. I'm on the edge, I wanna give up, so I hold my kids close. Feeling broken on the daily, but I never let them go. Can't be selfish, gotta be there to protect and watch them grow. Take it slow, one day at a time, you know how the song goes. I'm tired of feeling like I wanna die today. So much pain up in my heart and it don't ever go away. I'm tired of feeling like I'm dying every day. Wanna close my eyes forever, spread my wings and fly away now. So tired of fighting and struggling every day. Gotta try to keep my head up and pretend to be okay. I'm tired of feeling like I wanna die today. Feel like it's gonna be a battle till the day I'm in the grave now. Try to keep my head up, but I'm fed up with this pain. Feel like I'm truly going insane, there's something wrong with my brain. Try to maintain, but I'm not okay. I struggle every day, but I gotta be the man, no time for weakness. To the Lord I'ma pray that'll give me strength to keep on fighting, like that fire inside of me, yeah. Gotta keep on riding, make my family proud of me, yeah. Gotta keep on grinding for them haters that's doubting me. Many times was close to death, I felt the angels surrounding me, yeah. Every day I struggle to breathe, feel like these demons are drowning me. But I'll never give up on myself for all these people who count on me. Like a true soldier of God, fighting till my last breath. I pray my words will be eternal, then last after my death, yeah. I'm tired of feeling like I wanna die today. So much pain up in my heart and it don't ever go away. I'm tired of feeling like I'm dying every day. Wanna close my eyes forever, spread my wings and fly away now. So tired of fighting and struggling every day. Gotta try to keep my head up and pretend to be okay. I'm tired of feeling like I wanna die today. Feel like it's gonna be a battle till the day I'm in the grave now. I'm tired of feeling like I wanna die today. So much pain up in my heart and it don't ever go away. I'm tired of feeling like I'm dying every day. Wanna close my eyes forever, spread my wings and fly away now.
All right, that's a wrap, man. We up out of here. Dozer, love you, brother.
Love you, brother.
NorthCackalack, much love, my dog. Chat, we love y'all. We'll see you back here next weekend.
Later, guys.
All right, everybody.
Yeah.
Much love.